I think my microphone's on. Alright, hello. It resolved for you, you say, Benji. What does that mean? Does that mean it shows your last game category? Well, that doesn't help me. I just see mine. Start the cult of the devil. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can try to fix this real quick. I was mentioned username. It's gotta be different. They've got like insert things. Let me see. Channel name new. Twitch. Okay. To an earlier test message. I see. I see. I will just alter it right now, and it's just so that I don't hold it up too much. There we go. I'll figure out the game later. How are you doing? Hunker down for the storm? Yeah, for the most part. We do have a friend coming over. Yeah, I'll just go with that right now. Oh, it doesn't link them though? That's silly. Oh well. I could also just do the general one with Moobot, but I don't like it. I like my custom ones. Yeah, I'm hunkered down. We do have a friend coming over tomorrow. But I think we are gonna go grocery shopping on Sunday for a very short amount of time. But other than that, we're gonna stay in, I think. Moobot. I'll figure it out. Anyway, hope everyone's doing good. Benji, you say you are the storm. Behold, for I am the storm. Sunday is the big snow, so be careful. Yeah, for sure. Aries, well, I'm assuming it'll still happen, but Aries has a gig. If not, then maybe we go grocery shopping Monday. Because we'll be out and about anyway, so. Do you guys get runs on the grocery store before... Do you guys get runs on the grocery store before storms up there? Get runs on the grocery store? I don't... I'm very out of it today, so I just... Clearly Corwin understood you. I apologize. I'm a little loopy, I think, just from a bunch of BS that happened at work today. Get runs? People go to a grocery store and just grab everything and it creates chaos. Oh, okay. I've never called that something. Like runs on the bank from Great Depression, but I don't often hear that. Okay, that makes sense though. Yeah, sometimes people are in a mad dash to get everything they can. A little bit closer. Little bit closer. Part of me just kind of like, is thinking like I might go back to Nightbot. Nightbot you can at least do multiple timed commands. But, I don't know. We'll see. Looking at my Moobot. Puzzle time! Have a great stream! Thank you, Uber! Let me give you a little shout out. Uber. Hi, Dan. And I'll give a shout out to Soup and Play. Yes. Oh, wait. It's just a 2, isn't it? It's just the... Oh, my God. I'm just... Oh! All over the place. I haven't had to have a bot for 2 weeks. There we go. You had a date tomorrow, but the weather cock-blocked you. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully you'll be able to reschedule soon. That is exciting. Got a date, though. Oh, next week. Good, good, good. Excellent, excellent. I'll see if I can leave a lurk on... Are you going to stream? Is that what you mean by Puzzle Time? I'll see if I can leave a lurk, Uber. To the fuck do I do this? Is it that? Ooh, okay. I think I know how to... I'll look into it later. Anyway, well, let's get into the game. Gameplay. Oh my god, there I am, and there's the game. Not gonna stick around, just saying hey. Hey, no problem, Benji. Thanks for staying hey. Hunker down, stay warm. Should get your book within the week, hopefully, so we can schedule a book club. Hell yeah, I'm down for that. I was actually just talking about, Dungeon Crawler Carl, the book series, to my friend, who actually gave me book 1 and 2. Ooh, my apologies, I'm also tired. Very kind of her. She loves the series. I think she's on book 7. Not here for a long time, I'm here for a bad time. Oh my. But Corin, but Benji, you're gonna miss Hot Morgan. Look, she's awesome. I mean, she won't have the long hair when we get into it, but... Explains why you're leaving. This is fair. Oh, Fireball, you do that all the time. You're the best. Hello, my friend. Oh my, Benji. Really? Oh, okay. You need to know. Ikemi. E-commerce. I was called Cammy recently. Got it. Got it. Ikemi. Oh my god. I mean, Cammy's a cute name. I will give it that. It's not the pronunciation I use, but it's a cute nickname. I like it. But yeah, we're gonna get into some of the devil. I will occasionally be taking a brief break for food because I've got delicious dinner in front of me that I want to eat. And I'm just gonna pour it into the bowl. I made, Aries and I had made dinner right before I started, so. Yeah. But it had to cool down. Get off the tinfoil. Before I could eat it. Alright, tinfoil removed. It's E-Kami, like E-girl, but Japanese. E-Kami? Oh my god, E-Kami. With Japanese divine beings. I like that. That's very good. Oh my god. Cool. Crunchy pork. Delicious. Alright. Let's just get into it, shall we? I think I just submitted the first one. Yeah. Oh, Ixmi. Oh, just the dinosaur name. I gotcha. No, I understood. I just missed the message. Sorry. Although I don't know how to pronounce that dinosaur name, so I will say that. Tattoos. Oh wait, this is pretty loud, isn't it? Hold on. I'll turn it down a little bit. There we go. Tattoos. Sasuke, do you happen to have any tattoos? Are the jury gonna ask that or something? They might. Oh. Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do have a tattoo. Komainu on my back. Komainu, a guardian dog. You have a tattoo of a dog? It's a fierce guardian deity. Like a Labrador, or like a great, fierce, a big dog. Perhaps you should have changed it to some other design, like, say, like a dragon. Oh my god. That's... nice. Good reference. There's no switching. Buyer's remorse must be unbearable. Excuse me. There's no buyer's remorse. You calling Ekami a mermaid? Ichthyosaur. Oh, is that what it is? Ichthyosaur. Ichthyosaur. Lich-chan. Really think they'll feel bad for me because of some cuts and scrapes? You're not good at listening to instructions, are you? The prosecution has to get 12 strangers to agree that you killed 5 men. Each charge has to be unanimous, a perfect score. So any chip damage we can do, any doubt we can sow, we take it. Any advantage we're given, we make full use of it. But the advantage you're talking about is my face. Are you really not used to this kind of attention, Sosuke? Look, it may be true that, at times, some women have expressed. And men, no doubt. Oh, she knows. She knows how pretty he be. All I'm saying is that there's a difference between knowing your strengths and powdering up like this. And that is the same thing, sir. Nice, hell yeah. Pretend it's war paint. Is that how you see it? No, but I'm a grown-up. Oof. Mob history. Thank you for entertaining my questions last night, Sosuke. Did she ask you about your dimensions? The subject might have come up. Whoa. She's a talkative one, isn't she? Sorry if she kept you up all night. No, she's no trouble, just curious. Reminds me of... we discussed history? Oh, reminds you of who? Reminds you of who? What dimensions? I was gonna say... Like tailoring kind of idea? Like... chesticles? Whoa! Oh, Alice! Bye, Benji. Have a good night. Emote. We love streamer emote. I love that. Hey, what were you playing? I don't have I have to fix my shoutout command, but I can give you a kind of a shoutout command. I was like, wow, I have a new bot, and then all this happens. Go check out Osmoonflower. Heck yeah. Yes, I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm doing well. I just started, actually. I started streaming. I don't know if you've heard about The Devil. It's a really cool, kind of mystery detective VN that's kind of cyberpunky. It's quite fun. But what were you playing? I'm interested in what you were playing. I have been brought here once more, emote. Hello. Hey, totally not named Dan. Played more laugh track. Excellent. Nice. I'm gonna be playing that tomorrow morning. Very excited for that. Hey, how's it going? What episode did I finish off on? I think I was like... I might have done 2 or 3 episodes. I don't remember which ones, but I'm pretty sure I'm halfway through the episodes. This game is good. Of the Devil rules. I'm really into it. I've heard about Of the Devil. It's on my list, so I'll probably head out to get some food. Oh yes, go get some food. Sustain yourself, please. Yes, it's very good. If you maybe you know this already, but the prequel, which is episode 0, is free, so you can always play that for free anytime you like, and if you end up you're digging it, then you can spend money on the episodes. Or wait for the whole thing to come out, because that is also entirely a thing you can do. We discussed history. So I'm on episode 2. I'm just getting into the trial, or we're just before the trial. That's Sosuke. Oh, well then she must have put you right to sleep. Oh. Adonai, it was his choice of subject. So you read history, Sosuke. Here, I assumed you spent all your free time frowning in the corners of rooms with your arms crossed. Waiting for the whole thing will give me time to get through my backlog. This is true. This is fair. Maybe I'll play the free one. I'd say play the free one just to, like, see if it's a vibe, you know? And I mean, I say that and then you could be like, ooh, I'm gonna get the other episodes. Because I immediately was like, I need to buy these. But, yeah. But I would recommend giving it a try, and, yeah, because I actually don't know how many episodes there are gonna be, so I don't know when the full thing's gonna be out. I have friends who absolutely swear by it, but I'm not that enthusiastic myself. I do not have quite the same taste in toxic women that they do. That is fair. Oh my god. Oh. Toxic women sold. Looking at the redhead on the left. It's only 5 or so hours long for the prelude, so it's not a big time commitment. Oh yeah, that's true. It was only that long. Yeah. Yeah, these episodes are longer by comparison, or at least I play them for a longer time. We talked about the Roman Empire for your information. Also, we love Sarah. Sarah is a sweetie. She's so sweet. We love her. And criminal empires. Nothing too detailed, I hope. But Sosuke, I still don't understand. What did you mean when you said criminal organizations used to be structured differently? Only that the old ways don't fit in our new 21st century world. Hope you have fun tonight. Thank you. Yes, go get curry. Delicious. If toxic women are your vibe, you will love it. Otherwise, it's still pretty good and a neat cyberpunk take on Ace Attorney. Ooh, could I? Yeah. Heck yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna munch on some potatoes real quick. And some pork. Maybe. Actually. Old ways? Well, alright. I finished eating. He's talking about race, Sarah. Race? I don't understand. Well, that's to be expected. After all, you share 98% of your components with a washing machine. That is an untrue and unflattering comparison. Maybe you do get it. Look, Sarah. Names like Mafia, Gokudo, Sanhei, I probably butchered that, I apologize. They all came from different cultures, and they all refer to a kind of path. An outsider's path, and the pride that comes with living by your own set of rules. We make our little take on Indian curry in our house. When Mom takes it, it kind of gets her own little Spanish spin tossed in. Nice. Ooh, a chicken! Very nice. I was thinking of making like a coconut chickpea curry sometime soon. Or Japanese style curry. Japanese style curry is really good. There's actually a really nice restaurant close by-ish that does donburi, and they do they have a chicken katsu curry. Oh, it's so good. Japanese style is really good. I'd recommend. They put potatoes in, and I've had it with pork, but you could do a lot of different meat, beef and things. Those were the first criminal organizations. Underground guilds, lending systems, militias, secret societies. Ooh, but yes, go enjoy your food. Thank you for the raid, I appreciate it. Is your version of Spanish cooking as paprika heavy as Mediterranean Spanish cooking? Pork, want pork. I do like a good red curry. Ooh. That does sound really nice. Oh, sure. They're basically just big friendly charities. And the world got smaller and people started moving around and the mafia changed. It came a way for immigrants to band together to have some kind of power in places that wouldn't give them a chance at anything remotely respectable. But the world kept getting smaller and more complex, and eventually that kind of community couldn't form, let alone survive. Why? Not enough shared experiences. Shared experiences, I see. Fancy way of saying the internet came along. Well, yes, technology negates the physical distance between people. When you spend most of your life online, you end up with more in common with people on the other side of the planet than your own neighbors. Just because of where your recommendations take you. So the immigrant experience disappeared? Fractured, more like. Cracked into a million shards with a hammer. While generational or economic experiences got cemented. Ours is we might add beans with the rice. Fair. The world is more diverse and varied than it's ever been in every sense, except economically. Wealth inequality is at historical highs. As it has been every year since before I was born. To answer your question, Sarah, that's what binds the members of a criminal organization to one another. Their socioeconomic status. House Acadia is at the top. The Blue Bloods lie below us. Within each organization, wealth is concentrated among the leadership, of course, but each mafia exists in entirely different strata. I see. I've also read about an organization called the Rust being active here in the city. Are they in the poverty class then? The Rust? I'd put them in the anarchy class. Glowing tattoos and spiked hair, chrome biceps, and sharpened teeth. I'm trying to get potato. The Blue Bloods, for all their faults, can put on a tie and go to work, but I can't see the Rust experiencing any kind of social mobility. Careful, Sosuke. If the Rust heard you being that classist, the Rust wouldn't care about anything I said or who I stand with. Probably not the same, but kidney bean curry is underrated. Kidney bean curry? That does sound nice. They don't need any excuse to start ripping open modders and grabbing whatever they can. Things like that happen in the city? Only in the shadows, Sarah. Nowhere you'd ever find yourself. Finally run out of steam? On to the grim business, then. How'd things go with your investigation? Not bad, was it? Nonsense! It was pretty bad. With what I've seen so far, there's no one else who could have killed Chopin. Even if I managed to pick apart all the evidence for the pod's deaths, I've got a police officer who will swear on the stand that he arrested Sosuke standing over his partner's dead body. What's it gonna look like in there? You've never been inside a courtroom? Never as a defendant. I'm just wondering how many cops I should expect. In the gallery? A sea of blue. Cheap intimidation tactics. Yeah, but I can't fault them for that. You'd line up much the same for one of ours. You say that, and yet I don't see any other Acadia around. This is a completely different scenario. And the house can't afford to appear beside a cop killer when they're being audited by the state. How understanding of you. Adonai? I think Sosuke is sad that his friends haven't shown up. Good catch. You were hired by Makoto of Hasikaria, weren't you, Adonai? Surely he would want to be in attendance. Oh, don't be absurd. Makoto shouldn't be transported anywhere without a full security team. Besides which, he shouldn't be put through the long elevator ride to this 48th floor just for my sake. Our girl is growing. She's understanding. She's noticing. She can pick up very obvious emotional cues. Yeah. What's so bad about an elevator ride? Is he claustrophobic? No. That is, yes, but you cannot tell anyone, understand? Who the hell would I tell that to? Right. Look, it's illegal to stream trial proceedings under most circumstances, but I'm sure House Acadia doesn't mind paying a fine. They'll be watching from somewhere in the courtroom. That would be a waste of the house's coin, but I suppose they may consider keeping an eye on the case's progression. As will the Blue Bloods, no doubt. Adonai, I think Sosuke's spirits have rallied. Really? How can you tell? Oh. Oh, my girl. Hello. How's it going? He lifted his gaze and his eyes seemed brighter as if... Oh, interesting. Good. Now try and keep his spirits high. How do I do that? Think of something fun. Right. Sosuke, shall we arm wrestle? Oh, okay. Hey, Emma. Oh. Well. Good morning, Morgan. Good morning, Emma. You seem tired. Wanna push this off till next week? Actually, that sounds... Hey. Sorry. But we'll be facing off soon enough. Why not savor the playfulness while we still can? Fair enough. Losing sleepy over this case? Not really, no. Things look pretty cut and dry to me. What about you? You toss and turn all night for your big debut as a mob lawyer? Not at all. I slept like a rock. Yeah, that was her dream. Probably a past memory. That was in the last episode, or the last stream we did. Lucky. I mean, I've been getting good rest more or less, just been having a lot of late nights recently. Late nights? Like, going out? No. Just late night chats. Okay. Chatting about what? God, look at all of them. Never seen so many cops in one building. They'd bring a marching band into the courtroom if they could. Theater. Interesting. Right. Well, theater and trial weren't all that far apart back in ancient Greece. Would hope we'd progressed since then. You don't approve of this show of force, I take it? Is it that obvious? I'd like to say this is because of why Chopin's family is, but we both know that's not what this is really about. A cop is dead. The state wants to make it clear that this isn't tolerated. Cops volunteer to defend our laws and protect us citizens. Volunteers don't get paid. Besides cops, courts, the state, all they can do is enforce the laws, not defend them. Guns and arms can't defend against corrosion anyway. Rot comes from the deep. So you'd rather that than So you'd rather that the death of a police officer get the same treatment as any other citizen? Suppose that's not possible. They get increasingly fewer chances to play the victim every year, and they never let the opportunity pass. No, I guess the best I could hope for is that the state makes the same show of force whenever any crime is committed. If they treated every death like the death of a cop, maybe I could have caught HBK by now. Interesting take from the prosecutor, I know, right? You're still on that. Of course. Shooting deaths are down, but do you know how many missing person cases there are in the city? How many deaths get written up as mod harvesting attacks gone wrong? It's a big city, Morgan. More than enough blood running through the streets for HBK to launder their kills in. You shouldn't joke like that. What, you don't believe me? Just last month, missing person. The report was filed by their employer when they didn't show up to work, 7 days after they had last been seen by anyone. They were just some part-time worker, no close friends, no family. They went to work and they came home, paid their bills, and they disappeared. And no one cared or even noticed until their job didn't get done and those bills went unpaid. No one noticed until they stopped buying in. The body was found a full 2 weeks later. The decay was what happened to them. Blunt force to the back of the head. Something metallic with a sharp corner, we think. It was a roughly cubed machine part I pulled from a dumpster nearby. It fit snugly in my hand and it caved through his skull like a shovel through snow. Kicked into the bay. Might not have been weighed down. Just thrown away like a cheap... Oh, that's terrible. Did you find any belongings on them? No. So probably a mugging then, right? No, there would have been other injuries from a struggle. And a thief who accidentally committed murder would be too panicked, too terrified to... You know how muggers think now. I can learn how anyone thinks. Even HBK with a robust enough profile. Well, good luck building it all up by your lonesome. I'm not working on this by myself. Great. Of course. Sorry, right. Did you want to beg for mercy real quick before we begin? Oh my god. Now, where would be the fun in that? Love their dynamic. They're so fun. Interesting, interesting. The plot thickens. Oh. Should have time to eat some potatoes. Can't wait till the day the Defender stuff in Corpse's Core. Hell yeah, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so wild. Oh my god. The courtroom gallery is quite full today, isn't it? I mean, fair. Yeah, I technically did last episode. This is fair. A wash in a sea of pissed off cops. Doesn't exactly shore up one's confidence, does it? 5 counts of murder would be newsworthy any day of the week. Add in the fact that one of the bodies belongs to a cop and a crowd was to be expected. Didn't think they'd be so quiet, though. Maybe they're all just waiting for the firing pistol before they start casting their stones. Don't let it get to you, Sosuke. They're just posturing. Posturing, I understand. I've been in attendance for my share of tense negotiations, but the bloodlust in these rooms was always mutual. You don't feel any animosity towards these cops? I'm used to summoning my temper on command. Might have forgotten how to get angry for my own sake. Oh my god, you poor broken boy. You just worry about the jury. I hope we get the same judge. I love that. Love that android. She's great. What about the adjutant? Yeah. They cannot be intimidated by muscle, bribed with cash, or disarmed with fine tailoring, all of which makes them quite favored when it comes to prosecuting organized crime. But really, you were defending Sarah in the last episode. Yes, yeah. Like, technically I was defending me, but it was really for Sarah. Have you been in court many times before then? It's an eye for an eye in the world we operate in. We don't file assault charges, we just answer them. Though even that has become rare, the house is elevated. Blue Bloods and Rust and all the rest of the rabble. We're beyond their reach now. When it comes to our peers, we communicate very differently. Here's our favorite zany adjutant, yes. It must make being a bodyguard pretty boring. I think your work sounds very rewarding and exciting, Sosuke. Well, thank you. Especially the other day when you were captured and beaten by your rivals. Sarah, honey, come on. Yes. What I was trying to hint at, Morgan, is that you should not be expecting assistance from the house. Honestly, the thought hadn't crossed my mind. Being on the winning side for once? What the hell would that even feel like? So there won't be any men in black approaching the jury during lunch and offering them paper bags of cash? No. Well, if you really do feel bad, if we do really bad, we won't even make it to the lunch, so... Oh no! Sosuke? What are you staring at? Are you looking for the jury? No, I know they aren't here. It used to be mandated that juries be physically present for court proceedings. People felt it was important that they looked the accused in the eye. To help them evaluate their character? Why bother? Most people suck at that. Always have. True. Perhaps it was considered a part of the punishment, then. To have to look them in their eyes. A punishment for the jury or the defendant? Interesting. Alright, kiddos. Chins up, shoulders out. Show's about to start. Oh, I just remembered. Do you think the adjutant assigned to this particular case better be? Yeah! Obviously, it's gonna be me. Obviously. I mean, that's a gimme! Easy! Ow! Doo-doo, doo-doo. It's 90. What are the chances? Okay. Or it's 80. 84. Alright. Automated dependent, adjutant. Mountaineer, she likes mountaineer, gymnasts, and luxury. Dislikes happy couples who ask you to take their photo. Pineapple, on pizza, until proven guilty! Shopping carts, always returned. Favorite quote, let he who is without sin play first or draw first. Nice. On pizza until proven guilty, that's very good. There should be at least 83 other personalities in the building's network, at least. Well, Your Honor, thank you for... presiding so honorably. I do try. Try. 'Cause it's a trial? Oh my god. Now, tougher crowd than usual. And that's not counting all the grim monoliths standing tall out there in the gallery. Who died? 5 people, Your Honor. Yikes, what's the damage? 2 counts of manslaughter, 2 counts of homicide, 2 counts of homicide. 2 counts of homicide in the 2nd degree, and 1 count of homicide in the 1st degree. But are you trying to set a gold split with all that? What's the record-setting grind set? Oh my god. The prosecution stands ready. So, shall we begin? Oh my god. Alright. Whoop. Oh, whoa! Oh, so stylish. I love it. Alright. Now let's crack open these opening statements and get this case summarized. Gladly, Your Honor. People of the court, the defendant in this case is a man named Sosuke Ikaria. He was found at the scene of the crime where 2 men were shot to death. One was stabbed in the neck, another had their skull bashed in. and a police officer was impaled at the back with a sword. Whoa. Cop killing piece of shit. Oh, Please pardon any outbursts from the gallery that your mics may inadvertently pick up. Now, I understand that the scale of violence on display here today may intimidate you, but I want to stress to all of you now that your responsibility here today is neither taxing nor complex. You will hear testimony, you will be shown evidence, and all of it will point towards the truth. That the defendant is the only individual who could have possibly committed these crimes. One moment, just grab it. This is a simple fact. And the only one you need to concern yourself with. Ooh, she's as cold as ice. But every ice age beckons a kindling. For as ashes call to cinders, and embers from form champions. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Emma did stick to cold logic, so if I follow her with more of the same, it'll end up falling flat. The gallery will never warm up to us. That can work to our advantage if the jury comes to see these cops as witch hunters eager to start a pyre. Alright. It's not like Masters never taught me anything. I know how to do the razzle-dazzle. My fellow citizens, you were brought here today because an act of violence took place that could only be described as... unspeakable. Unspeakable. I should know. I was there. I saw the blood on the ground, the bullet holes in the walls, felt the malevolence. Felt the malevolence that radiated in the air. And I also saw where my client was held prisoner. And I knew exactly where he must have stood, because his sweat and blood had stained the tile. My client, a decorated veteran, the man you see here standing next to me, not even fully healed from his... from his torture. Was taken into police custody with lacerations, bruises, internal bleeding, broken bones. And while he was in police custody, he somehow sustained a black eye, a busted lip, a broken nose, and a boxed ear. Cora says, the man, nay, the hottie you see here standing next to me. Correct. I'm gonna take another few little bite to dinner. Okay. A puzzle which I'm sure any one of the officers in the gallery today would be happy to testify about. Could I let her say that? You want me to object during an opening statement? Much is resting on the outcome of this trial. 5 men lie dead in the morgue. One of them, a police officer, Tariq. Don't speak his name, you mob lawyer bitch! Hang him up! Hang her too! Jesus. This is... Hey, we like to have fun in this courtroom, put on a good show, but that's because we're on the stage. Any more outbursts from the gallery, and I'll clear the entire room. You can all watch the rest on your phones, or peek in through the keyhole like a bunch of sweaty looky-looky-loos. Counselor, let's wrap this up. Thank you, gentlemen. I had to set that command up, but thank you. Yes, Your Honor. The fact of the matter is, on that night, my client was not in any condition to kill anyone. Not 4 hardened criminals, and certainly not a trained police officer. Nothing about my client's background, his associations, or that of the victims can change that fact. Thank you. Appreciate that, gentlemen. So as you listen to all the evidence in this trial, with fairness and impartiality, as I know you will strive to, I only ask that you focus on the reality of this horrible crime, and not on the fiction that the people will try to weave for you. Thank you. Decorated veteran? You tell me you never earned a single commendation? Most push-ups of the day or something? Never mind, I suppose it could have gone much worse. You're too kind. I was trying to be honest. The crowd got agitated, but you maintained a level head and recovered your tempo. Adonai is a master at doing so. I've seen her make comebacks from the most nonsensical mistakes before. Oof. In martial arts, they call it ukemi, a graceful fall. That is basically correct. Well, try not to gracefully fall over when you see the first witness on the docket, Sosuke. What do you mean by that? We'll see. Your name and occupation for the record. Makoto! Oh, they're virtually. They're joining in a hologram. How can that be necessary? If some blathering idiot in that courtroom doesn't already know who I am, they don't deserve... I know, but would you consider it, if only for the sake of ceremony? Ceremony is important and should be respected. Very well. I am Makoto Ikaria of House Ikaria. My occupation is that of a student. Try not to look so smug about it when you blatantly lie. God, I know. Right, of course. And your position with the Ikaria Financial Group? Is not salaried. Must I really declare it here? Hard to imagine why the noble house of Ikaria is getting audited. Oh my god. Sosuke, are you alright? Can he see us? He can see me, Rockford, and the adjutant. Witnesses teletestifying don't really need much else. So he's safe. Yes, Sosuke, he's safe like he was yesterday. Probably sitting right where I left him, or standing on a box. What a little shit. I don't know if I love him or hate him. Yeah, I feel like maybe if we see more of him, I'll get a better idea. Right now, I'm, like, annoyed with him. But also, he's a kid. Like, fucking give him a break. I think the hologram's giving him a boost so we can see him stand. That's good. The boost to his height? That he's safe at home. I'm sorry that he can't see. I'm sorry that he can't see you, Sosuke. Don't be. After how horribly I failed him. I'd like you to speak a bit about the events of August 13th. About the last time you saw the defendant, Sosuke Ikaria. I'm here today, not physically, but here nonetheless, as a courtesy. That does not mean I will flap my gums like some sort of flapping gum puppet. Permission to treat the witness as hostile incoming. I'm a rough bird breaking a spoiled brat over the coals, as long as you're worth the price of admission alone. I understand. It was a traumatic experience, I'm sure. Anyone of normal upbringing would barely be able to recall a single detail other than the day's full events. Oh my god. Normal upbringing? I should probably dismiss you so you can get back to your summer studies. Summer studies? Like some common wave? Wave? That's quite the vocab pull. I didn't know they taught that in State Basic. Oh, damn. Basic? Oof, she's got his number. Oh, yeah. Was I mistaken? Listen well, Madam Rockford, as I demonstrate to you exactly how misguided you are about my powers of retention. Please do. Play it like a damn fiddle. Why wasn't she mentioned during any of our trial preparations? Emma? Oh shit, her birthday's coming up. Nice. Assistant District Attorney, likes art museums, amethysts, turn-based RPGs. Nice. Dislikes ballrooms, boardrooms, and cliques. Fave quote, flower in the mirror, moon on the water. Fave subject, psychology. Exercises bias, subjects seem not to hear the question. Adonai has only won against her once. So far. Every hot streak starts somewhere. Hot streak? I really am going to prison, aren't I? Oof. Subjects seem not to hear the question. I know, right? Where shall I start? As far back as you can. A simple task. For the past year, members of the organization, most commonly referred to as the Blue Blood Mafia, have been making attempts on my life.
Did you steal their lunch money or something? I am the primary beneficiary of my grandfather, Daisuke Ikari, as well.
So excited for lesbians! Hi, Guru! Can I get a super short recap? Yeah, so, we started the trial. We've just started it. Sosuke has no faith in us. And, the first witness on the stand is Makoto. So they're recalling what's all happened to lead to the deaths of these 5 guys.
Yeah. Or 5 people, I should say. In common parlance, I am the sole heir to the Ikariya Financial Group.
You could buy so much lunch.
The group you know as the Blue Bloods have been jealous of my family's financial foresight for decades. I am merely the most recent target of their impotent attempts to nip at our heels.
And 2 days ago, on August 13th, how impotent was their attempt then?
I was leaving a meeting held in the upper floors of Crane Tower. My security detail escorted me to the elevators, where we would then proceed down to their canopy access floors.
This was all planned out in advance?
By my head of security, Sosuke Ikariya. But the elevator became stuck, with unnatural timing. When Sosuke pried the doors open, we saw that we were stuck between the 62nd and 61st floor.
Pried open? With a tool? Leading the witness, Your Honor?
He didn't need a tool to open the doors. His bare hands were more than sufficient.
Jesus Christ, excuse me? Sosuke, you packing heat? Like, just two guns? That you don't carry as weapons? Just pure strength.
Help Sosuke out here, kid.
We submit into evidence the defendant's Akita Type 2 military-grade spiral mod, designed to enhance strength, endurance, and reflexes for high-intensity combat scenarios.
Yes, sir. It is so omitted.
What happened next?
The decision was made that we would crawl out onto the 61st floor and head for the service elevators. But once Sosuke and I exited, the elevator started up. It was a trap. We'd been cut off from the rest of my detail.
You were isolated and defenseless. That must have been...
Ha! Completely defenseless. You really think my personal head of security wouldn't be armed? He had Yoru.
Don't tell me. You named your sword?
All great swords have names.
Hell yeah. God damn it, Makoto. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Very well put.
Let the record show that the witness has identified Exhibit B3 as belonging to the defendant. Let me see the sword!
A bladed weapon found at the scene of the crime impaled into the torso of victim Tariq Chopin. The steel is chipped at several points, especially the tip, identified by Makoto as Sosuke's personal sword Yoru, taken along with Sosuke down to lower wards following an ambush on Makoto. Fingerprints on the handle match the right hand of Sosuke Ikariya, no other prints found. Blood residue at various points of the blade matches the DNA of victims Chopin, Miller, and Trey. Another murder... Yeah, this was the one he used. Another murder weapon I had to wipe prints off of before taking my leave. It was indulgent trying to take Trey's head off. Wasn't my only indulgence either. I also got Miller's blood in the blade tip when I dragged it across the floor. Yay.
This sword was recovered by the police in a known blue blood den in the lower wards, found impaled onto the body of Tariq Chopin. And forensics have shown that the only fingerprints on it are those of the defendant.
There's still time for you to disown it, Sosuke. You understand nothing about a swordsman's heart, Adonai. Once again, it is your paralegal that has the right of it. Perhaps she should be leading my defense. If this someone turns into a fencing competition, I'll gladly defer to you two.
So you, Sosuke, and Yoru were on the 61st floor together. What happened next?
When we arrived at the service elevator, Sosuke called them, and then they made a chime. And I didn't clearly see much of what happened next, to tell the truth. Figures emerged from around the corners. They were aiming weapons at me. A red dot shone on my chest, and then Sosuke was there, and a needle was sticking out of his arm. Yoru glinted. Sosuke had drawn it with the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye. Something glanced off it and dropped to the floor. I saw a syringe at my feet. Yoru's sheath was thrust into my arms, pushing me back into the elevator, and I landed on my rear. That's clearly a piece of testimony. Let's play it back 5 times! What matters is he pushed me back into the elevator with Yoru's sheath. How I landed is irrelevant and should be stricken from all public records. The only other thing I saw was Sosuke's back. He slammed his hand against the elevator's control panel and then the door shut. That's the last time you saw the defendant. The decision was made that I should get on a VTOL as soon as possible. But much of my details stayed behind to assess what had happened. Yes, they were very helpful to building security and recovering Exhibit 5C, this hypodermic needle gun. Show me more. Needle gun projectiles found at Crane Tower. Makoto and Sosuke were ambushed. This model utilizes the same kind of projectile needles recovered from the room where Sosuke was held and interrogated. Fingerprints on the weapon match those of the victim Creek. I see. What kind of bonehead would leave evidence like that behind?
A bonehead in a rush, perhaps, Your Honor. It does appear to have exhausted its gas canister, so it may have outlived its usefulness.
I take it that this weapon is a match for the projectile needles found in the room where my client was restrained.
Correct. Others exactly like them were recovered from the scene of the ambush as well.
Projectile hypodermic needles, yes. Non-lethal anesthetic found in Sosuke's bloodstream at the time of his arrest, though other needles were found containing stimulants for truth serums. Yes, I do remember that.
Makoto, did you see the faces of the men who attacked you?
Ha! All too clearly. I can tell you every detail of their roughshod countenances. Oh, that's like a great bit of testimony. Hey!
Here we go! Alright, Needles, Yoru. Needles and Yoru.
Alright. A pineapple head-like man and a raincoat-clad hooligan came at us first. They aimed at me, but Sosuke got between us and blocked every shot. Okay. With Yoru, he could have closed the distance, but then a dark-eyed scoundrel approached from the right. And a man with a ridiculous pompadour took advantage of that distraction. Okay. I'll never forget the faces of those cowards. They tried to kill me. So whatever happened to them afterwards, I'm sure they deserved it. Makoto's putting his talents for hyperbole on full display. I'll have to fact-check his description in order to get the ball rolling. Okay, let me see. Okay. Pineapple head-like man and a raincoat-clad hooligan came at us first. Oh, right. Fired by... Oh, shit. Just one moment to gather my thoughts what the court will allow. Will the court allow it? Perhaps. But I certainly won't know. Eat this penalty! Ow! Okay, fair. I forgot that there was, like, a timed element of this. Okay. And let the sugar revitalize your brain. Tough love. I'm gonna save. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's do... Okay. I was thinking it was like a press situation, but no, I have to present it. Okay, needles and that. Pineapple head, like man in raincoat clad hooligan. They aimed at me, but Sosuke got between us and blocked every shot. Okay. With Yoru, he could have closed the distance, but then a dark-eyed scoundrel approached from the right. Dark-eyed scoundrel? What did he say? Sosuke found our right hand prints on the handle, blood from Chopin. Fired by the attackers. Oh, shit, I can't read that quick enough. Okay, I'm gonna reload. Where's my load? There we go. It's fine. We figured it out. It's fine. Needles and Yoru. Yay. Okay. Measure that distraction. I'll never forget the face of those cowards. They tried to kill me. So whatever happened to them afterwards, I'm sure they deserved it. Huh. Blocked every shot. So the needles? Yeah, right? Oh. Let me try this. Yeah, it is. Ooh, that's a tough goal. Oh no, I wanna reload. I don't know what I'm looking for specifically. I know he's saying hyperbole, so maybe it has something to do with the blood on the sword? I don't know. The needles had... I'm not getting it either, right? Yeah. Wrinkle came at us at first. They aimed at me with Sasuke opportunities to block every shot. With Yoru, we could close the distance. Every shot? Approach from the right. Yeah, the ridiculous fun taking advantage of that distraction. I forget the faces. Okay. Every shot seems odd. Right hand princess from train. Needles. You think you see it? Oh, okay. This is why we reload. Luckily, it's fast. Let me know if you want my theory. Maybe. I'm gonna wrinkle Cloud Hula came out as at first. Aimed at me, but Sasuke got between us and blocked every shot. Yoru could have closed the distance, but then a dark-eyed scoundrel approached from the right. Oh, I see. A man took advantage of that distraction. Okay, so the red is highlighting what they tried to kill me. I think that's fair. Whatever happened to them afterwards, I'm sure they deserved it. Okay, it was not that one. How do I have, like, man in a raincoat-clad hooligan? Maybe it's that? No. Oh my god, it's such an awful sound. You think you get it too, Guru? Well, at least now I know. I wish I could fucking read these. It's fine. Okay, this is probably not this one. They aimed at me. Did they? And he couldn't have blocked every shot. A dark-eyed scoundrel appeared. Is it dark-eyed scoundrel? The goal of the attack was to kidnap him. Oh! That's what it was. They had to keep him alive. They aimed at me. Oh, wait. They tried to kill me. Yeah, this is wrong. Fire... Non-lethal aesthetics. Yeah. Right? Hey, there we go. I got it. Thank you. Thank you for the hint. They couldn't have been trying to kill the witness, not with non-lethal projectiles. I forgot. They weren't trying to kill him. They were trying to kidnap him and take him alive. Got it. They fired a lot of them. The witness doesn't weigh that much. Don't try it. This attack was clearly planned with the intent of capturing Makoto alive. Meaning what? That 4 of this case's victims were actually soft-hearted pacifists? There's nothing soft-hearted about what they did to my client after capturing him. Using tools they clearly originally planned to use on the witness. So they're sadists? I'm getting confused here. So is the defense, Your Honor. What matters is that the witness has identified the defendant's captors as the 4 Blue Blood victims that he is accused of murdering. Makoto did establish that much, but something about this attack still bothers me. Emma put Makoto on the stand specifically to identify the victims. It's possible the men who attacked them weren't Creek's pod. There was the Pompadour, which is Creek. No. No, Creek didn't have a... No, I don't think Creek had a Pompadour. They had a dark-eyed scoundrel and a man in a raincoat. And a pineapple-haired one. I mean, did the buff guy have that kind of haircut? It doesn't quite sound like them. I don't remember Pompadour, but I don't really notice hairstyles. Yeah, no, did he? I don't think so. They were attacked by Chris Pod, they were not. I'm gonna say some other party. The pineapple hair is weird. The witnesses' descriptions are vague. How do we know these attackers were the same 4 victims that ended up in the lower wards many hours later? Can we see the profiles? Oh, this is true. I should have checked that. No, not you. Trey. Doesn't match Trey. Oh, I can't stay down there? What about, Oh, tanks. No, not really. Creek? Oh, I guess Creek did have a pompadour. God damn it. And then... Trey tanks... Miller. Okay, well, we'll find out. We know because I say so, and it's obvious, and they are.
But you don't have a card that interacts with the perps, just a sword, right?
Oh, eloquently put. Hardly, but what else is there to say? Okay, fine. We reload, it's fine. I just forgot what they looked like. Is that a pump?
I guess I only know them as intense anime mega hairstyles.
No, that's fair. It's like a tame pompadour. I don't disagree, Your Honor. The men who attacked Makoto and took Sosuke captive are the same ones who ended up dead that night. But two questions do occur to me. Why were you safe on that service elevator if Sosuke surely collapsed the very moment it shut? Wouldn't these men have pursued you by any means necessary? That is... I can answer that, Your Honor. When the police inspected the scene, they found that the control panel for calling that elevator on the 61st floor was broken. Huh. Okay. Smashed, in fact. The attackers would have had to manually pry open the doors to even attempt to chase after Makoto. And that would take remarkable modded strength. Did you mash the button that forcefully, Sosuke? I may have used more force than necessary. Wasn't exactly trying to hold myself back at the time. He hit the controls hard enough to break them? So the Blue Bloods couldn't pursue you further and instead elected to take Sosuke captive. Sorry, I'm eating chicken. Or pork. Sosuke in the hand is better than a Makoto on the bush. The head of Makoto's security would surely have made for an invaluable source of information for planning future attacks. Were he made to talk? Are you denying that? No, but I would like to ask the witness one other question. Why did you get off the elevator in the first place? What are you... Hey, what I mentioned in the lobby earlier, that's... The mics might not be picking up on it for you, but from where I'm standing, I can't help but overhear my client groaning about how badly he failed you. That's not evidence or testimony, and so should be stricken from the record. But we get the idea. So is bailing out early the defendant's big brain idea? As head of my personal security detail, such a decision is ultimately his to make. However, that decision may have been influenced by his knowledge of the fact that I am not especially comfortable in enclosed spaces. What the hell are you doing? Are you trying to humiliate him? In part. I'm also trying to insult you. Had we simply waited, we would have remained safe, but I was not comfortable and felt very warm. So it was not a tactical failure on Sosuke's part, per se. Just an error of judgment. Oof! Counselor Morgan. What's up? You can disconnect the call if... Ask me another question. Ask me about how bravely Sosuke defended me. Oh, so that's your angle. We can't all be as naturally gifted at extracting valuable testimony out of spoiled brats as Emma, but I can follow her example. Insult their pride and these Icardia snap back as reliable as any knee-jerk reaction. And in Makoto's case, with infinitely less resistance than if I had simply asked him to testify. True. It's usually the lawyers who do the asking and the witnesses who do the answering. This is not very realistic. We ask that the witness testify for the court in more detail about how valiantly Sosuke fought off the attackers. And I guess the people don't object, even though it seems super extra.
No, the people don't object, Your Honor. So why is Morgan trying to be adversarial to Makoto?
Well, I mean, in this case, she's trying to get Makoto to talk. So that's why she was like, I'm gonna insult your bodyguard, and so you'll do that. bait him into making Sosuke feel better, I think. Also that. Yeah. Entirely possible. Emma's playing passively. Either I'm onto something here or I'm walking into a trap. Screw it. All in on the former. Alright. We're gonna save. Alright, needle guns. And Sosuke's med records. Alright, let's read those real quick, just so I don't forget. Needle gun? Yeah, needle gun has... Oh, right, so he had truth serum in him, that's what it was? This model utilizes kind of projectile needles recovered from the rumors Sosuke was held. Fingerprints. Okay, fingerprints have Creek's fingerprints, and the medical records. About all of his wounds, right? Sosuke Ikaria was apprehended at the scene of the crime, placed in medical injuries noted. She had blood from various sources. Across the front, numerous bones and left hand broken as if from impacting a hard surface. So his left hand had broken bones. Slight laceration found in the left hand, laceration, internal bleeding throughout the torso, bruising and rope burns on both wrists as if bound, numerous bruises on the interior, front side of the body. Okay, others blood across the tops of feet and pant leg, largest wound found in the back of the skull, the crown of the skull, back of the head. At time of booking, numerous additional injuries were noted, including bruised left eye, busted lip, broken nose, boxed left ear. Okay, he got hacked up. At time of booking, it had additional injuries. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember that. Alright. Oh shit, and the needles. The needles were non-lethal, non-lethal anesthetics, truth serum, yep. Other needles were found containing stimulants, okay. So non-lethal anesthetics and Sosuke's bloodstream, and then other needles that had truth serum. Hypodermic needle, okie dokie. Sosuke was outnumbered from the beginning, and was protecting me the whole time. Okay. Didn't matter that we were ambushed, or the blue bloods had projectiles. The blue blood? Okay, Creek. Sosuke took up Yoru in both hands and swatted their needles out of the air like a graceful swatter. Well, okay. He fought off 4 attackers without sustaining a single injury. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Without sustaining a single injury? Unscathed is the last thing anyone would call my client after the events of that day. One look at his medical data from when he was arrested will tell you that much. What are you getting at, Counselor? The defendant's injuries were sustained at the Blue Blood's den, not at Crane Tower. The police didn't even find 1 drop of blood anywhere near that service elevator. Well, that is a miracle. A bloodless ambush. The fact that no blood was found makes it all the more painfully obvious what actually happened to that elevator panel. Yeah, his left hand was smashed. He broke his fucking hand. Exactly. The elevator panel? Oh. My client broke half the bones in his left hand, smashing it up. Did you really? I might have. There was a lot of adrenaline at the time. Oh my god, Sosuke. Did you not form a proper fist? Was your wrist not in alignment with your forearm? As I said, Sarah, there was a lot of adrenaline. Do you deny that his medical record clearly shows his left hand was broken? Your Honor, what does it matter that the defendant broke his left hand closing that elevator? Because then he couldn't have wielded the sword with both hands. He is in his right hand, I think, usually? It changes nothing about the witness's testimony. It does, because he can't hold the sword with 2 hands. It does, it does. Of course it does. How so? What? No, I thought I was on something. Ah, man. Okay, it's fine. Maybe it's true the wrinkle doesn't change the witness's testimony, but it does change the nature of the evidence you had him identify for the court. The katana. Yaru. Yaru. Its name is Yaru. Everyone's like, come on! Say the right name. We get it. Okay, what's going on with... Okay. Testimony from Makoto Ikaria about Hake. He identified Creek's pod as the 4 men who attacked them and said that Sosuke defended him by wielding the katana Yoru with both hands. He did? But he had a fucking broken left hand. Makoto claims that Sosuke pushed him into the elevator with Yoru's sheath before violently smashing the panel with his left hand to close the elevator doors. Oh, okay. So he was holding Yoru before, I guess. Okay. Fair enough. Did you have a point to make, Counselor? There's something odd about the katana that's been entered into evidence. Oh. Is it about the right hand stuff? Where's the katana? Give me the katana. Where'd it go? Broken bat, cut bindings, dark card. Uh-huh. Where the fuck is the katana? We looked at it. Yoru. Where's Yoru? Oh. Okay. Yep. Fingerprints. Oh, it doesn't say anything about right hand. Okay. Yeah. Japan, Miller, and Trey. Oh, no. Match the right hand of Sosuke Kariya. Only the right hand? Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Something that makes no sense given what we learned about the outcome of this ambush. Namely, the sword's prints. Right? Chipping doesn't make sense. Blood's fine. Namely, the fingerprints that were found on the sword's handle. Fingerprints belonging to Sosuke's right hand. You're contradicting yourselves, Counselor. We've already discussed how it was your client's left hand that he broke to closing off the elevator. There's nothing contradictory about him using his right arm to wield the blade. It can be like this because Sosuke has two hands. The people are correct. The sword found at the scene of the crime has my client's right hand fingerprints on its handle. Despite the fact that this witness just testified that Sosuke was swinging it with both hands. Like a graceful swatter, specifically. Oh, yeah, he did say that. So did the little tyke misremember? Oh, little tyke! Oh, no. It was a chaotic situation where he feared for his life. The court should hardly expect him to have kept track of such an inconsequential detail. Have you already forgotten my magnanimous powers of recollection? Bro, come on! Don't dig your grave! Her tactics from earlier backfired. I'll have you know I can recite all of my subordinates' birthdays down to the hour. Write it all down so I can calculate their moon signs later. It doesn't matter whether your witness is mistaken about Sosuke's grip, Your Honor. He's so bratty. He really is. Because we have a much bigger issue to address. I'm also going to save again, because I like doing that. Boop. Why this sword has only my client's fingerprints on it. Makoto testifies that Sosuke wielded this katana in his defense, an act of bravery that ended with my client face down on the floor of Crane Tower. Brewer says, but in court it'd be weird that his left-hand prints never were found on it, even from before the attack. Yeah. No, for sure. He later woke up, held captive, in the lower wards. I'll state the obvious here and say while he was unconscious, he was moved. And so the sword we have in the record must have also been handled by one of the attackers. Whoa. Oh. Chopin, fifth victim, stabbed to the heart, died instantly. Targeted for last year, sent off. Okay, no. Leader, yeah, Creek probably. Leader Blue Blood Pod, faced ID, second shot. Chopin didn't show up yet, so it had to have been Creek. Oh, right. There we go. Our poor victim, Creek, of course. What do you mean? Sosuke was knocked unconscious at Crane Tower. That means that someone else must have brought his sword down to the lower wards, correct? And the only people who had the opportunity to do so would have been his captors. You mean his victims. Withdrawn. Oh. Attorney may withdraw their comments, straight or just sort of... Cool, alright. The defense is forgetting a fairly simple fact, Your Honor. There's more than one way to hold a sword. Oh, worm? What? In case the defense needs it clarified, Creek could have simply held the sword by its scabbard. The scabbard that... So, sorry, scabbard is the sheath, right? So, the one that he pushed Makoto into the elevator with? Scabbard sheath, yeah.
too easy, Emma. Yeah, would he... Well, why would they grab the sheath? I mean, I know Krieg respected the sword quite a bit, so maybe he'd be like, oh, of course we'll grab the sheath, but, like, it'd be awkward to, like, sheath the sword without touching it. Did Makoto have it? I thought he just pushed him. Shit, let me see. Maybe there's something about it. Makoto's testimony? Uh-huh. Pushed him into the elevator with Yoru's sheath before violently mashing the panel. So that could mean that he has Yoru's sheath. But it also could mean he just pushed him with it himself. I think that's the only... Hold on. Maybe there's something about the Sosuke sword. Bladed weapon. Was it sheathed when we found it at the hideout? I don't remember. No? Okay. Fingerprints on the handle match, blah 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 blah. Not that I recall. I don't recall the sheath being in the den, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So, maybe Makoto would have it? I'm gonna say real quick. I think we raise. Krieg couldn't have held up by the scabbard. Is there something with Krieg? Let me just double check that too. Krieg's note. Nope. Krieg's datapad. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Krieg had an allergy to scabbards. I'm gonna raise. I'm gonna say maybe it was with Makoto. That's not possible, Your Honor. Makoto had already testified that Sosuke left the sword scabbard with him when he thrust him back into the elevator. Okay, great. You are correct. Damn it, you beat me to it. Oh, the allergy to scabbards? Be very funny. You were right, Corwin. Oh, that's the part that I forgot. Yeah, was thrust into my arms, pushing me back into the elevator. And, oh, right, and he landed on his ass. Yes. And since a cursed sword can't be resheathed until it's tasted blood. Wait, what? Yes, Your Honor, very well said. We would have found the scabbard at the Blue Blood's den if Krieg or his men had taken it with him. Instead, I imagine Makoto took it home. You think he took key evidence from his own assault and kept it from the police? Of course I did! Makoto, no! Oh my god. Child, please! Oh my god. As if I would trust officers of the law to properly handle a family heirloom as precious as Yoru's sheath. This dumb brat. Guru says, of course I took key evidence of the crime scene. Smug face, I can't believe this child. Who is this sassy lost child? I'm glad they made that reference in this episode. Impressive insight, Adonai. But what does this actually mean? Is there some mistake with how the evidence was handled? There's no mistakes here. This was all done with intention. The intention to frame my client. By putting his fingerprints onto that sword after the real culprit had already handled it. Nice. What a lot of bullshit! What a lot of crack! And the crowd goes wild! Though it does make a certain kind of sense. Because it's the truth. I did wipe that katana's handle down after removing it from Trey's throat. Sosuke just happened to be foolish enough to pick it up himself afterwards. It's frustrating. I'm going to keep all my best cards up my sleeve this time around. So the problem Morgan is pursuing is that she's implicating herself. Yeah, she did it, but we have to, you know, yeah, because she knows, but she has to skirt around how can she come to that conclusion if she technically didn't do it? That's what she's trying to convince people.
look on Emma's face when I do get to toss them out is... Oh, hello, Emma. The people are more than ready to counter. Ooh! Oh, I think this is a new song. Oh, this slaps. Oh my god! This is so good! If it plays as the chord. Oh, I just want to listen to this. Ooh, okay. Oh. The defense has made an admirable effort to barrel ahead with this theory. Petition to pause the game and just bop for a bit? Yeah, seriously. Legit. Oh my god, it's so good. The good news is that there's probably another murderer since she didn't kill the cop. Yes, this is true. And I'm pretty sure it's not Skosei. God, I hope not! Oh my god, this slaps so hard. I need this soundtrack. Morgan, ooh! Okay. Tempo change. Guru says, actually, Morgan has a very bad problem with sleepwalking and stealing key evidence and killing cops. Can you imagine? Oh my god, this is my favorite song of the whole game. Holy shit. Admirable but predictable. With a foundation this weak, charging ahead and hoping the court won't notice is the only option. Let us speak of the facts. This Creek character led a targeted ambush on the heir to House Ikaria, knowing he'd be guarded by a full security team. The Blue Bloods successfully sabotaged and intercepted Makoto's elevator at the precise flow they wanted, meaning they knew exactly where he'd be and when. And they brought with them drugs capable of disabling a veteran and military-grade mods. Planning and attention to detail may be foreign concepts to the defense, but they should at least be able to recognize them. So is the defense seriously suggesting that after all that preparation, Creek's pod wouldn't bother to wear gloves? I'm glad you asked so nicely. Oh, okay. What do we got? Oh, no! Yeah, it has Creek's fingerprints on it. What do you mean? We don't need to speculate about whether they wore gloves or not. Not when we have Creek's fingerprints on a weapon recovered from the crime scene. That is... easy. GG easy. A pretty good point, actually. Guess these guys were sloppier than we thought. Oh snap! Good call. I mean, yeah, it's on the. I'm now remembering how this game works. I'm just like, I want to read this evidence. No, I gotta check the fucking evidence before. Those blackguards were barefaced when they attacked us. Idiots, as if there wouldn't be repercussions for their actions. Least they could have done was disguise themselves. I come in with the slam dunk. Strike that from the record, Your Honor. Along with any future comments that suggest the Ikaria would want revenge against these victims. I was only speaking a plain truth. Creek was their leader, correct? If even Creek wasn't wearing gloves, it's hard to imagine that none of them got their prints onto Yoru. Unless the sword was indeed wiped down at some point afterwards. What do you mean? Like right around the time the true culprit was looking for Sosuke to take the fall? It's a spicy theory. It's just that, Your Honor, a theory. Game theory. A far-fetched, unstable theory that stacks presuppositions upon each other. Like a flapjack chef substituting quantity for quality. What? Huh? I'll rephrase. Emma, do you love Pancake House? Waffle House? Are you a fan of pancakes? I'll take quantity over quality. This inconsistency is easily answered without jumping through the defense's absurdly arranged hoops. That's a little better. We already know that the Blue Bloods had successfully taken down the Ikaria's head of security. And we already know that they went out of their way to take the defendant captive, despite him not being their original target, correct? Furthermore, as the defense has belabored, we know that they decided to take a useless piece of steel with them from the scene of their crime. Is that what a flapjack is? A pancake? It is. For some reason I thought it was a kind of fish. Nope! Flapjack. Flapjack's a pancake. I mean, I've heard flapjack here, like the term, but maybe I've heard it in movies, which would be might be American made, so I don't know. Skipjack is the fish. Ah, okay. Useless.
Poor fucking Sosuke getting roasted for his, like, just loves his sword so much. Hence the confusion. Gotcha. If we ask why, the answer is obvious. Because orcas are superstitious and immature. They wanted a trophy. And what is there to do with the trophy other than polish it? Okay. The cloth from Krieg's desk. I knew she flagged it in the arcs for some reason, but she thought this many steps ahead? The defense is correct. The sword was wiped down before Sosuke took it up as his murder weapon, by the very same victims he'd go on to claim with it. That is a completely logical explanation. Damn it. How do we respond to that, Adonai? Yeah. We don't. I can't. It makes perfect sense. So does that mean that she's described what's actually happened? Not at all. I wiped off the sword myself because my prints were on it. Same as I wiped my prints off every other... Right. If I can't find a fault with Emma's conclusion, I need to find fault with the logic that led her there. Poor Sarah. Oh, I know. She knows nothing. I see. Then how do you do that? I can't wait till Sarah finds out. That's gonna be so heartbreaking. Oh my god. No pun intended. Heartbreak killer. By adjusting my aim. Okay. As the people say, Your Honor, no one's fingerprints but my client's are on the murder weapon. Will Sarah find out? I think she might. Maybe she'll be an accomplice. Ooh, that would be interesting. Because she doesn't really... Like, she has, like, likes, dislikes, maybe, like, some kind of moral code, but she does think differently than humans, so I don't know. That only makes sense if he's guilty or being framed. Okay. And there's no evidence to suggest that he's been framed because his captors had valid reasons for wiping off the sword. That's true. They did have good reason to wipe off the sword. But that's not the murder weapon I'm referring to. Oh, okay. There was a dagger, wasn't there? There was Krieg's dagger? Is that what we're talking about? Do we have that? Needle gun, needle, sound system. Or, there was also this. Yeah, this was Tank's gun. Found in Sosuke's carried his person. Sosuke gripped it in his left hand. No one else's fingerprints are present. Modified to an illegal extent. Okay, so his left hand fingerprints are there. Oh, and there's the broken bat. Sonar beyond repair during budgeting, fingerprint analysis. Okay, so we can't determine. Barring Sosuke, yep. Well, what angle are we taking here? Didn't he have like a dagger? Or did I have a dagger? I'm not remembering now. Unless we talk about the needle gun more. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Recovered from Crane Tower, Krieg's fingerprints, KO'd Sosuke. Broken bat, and the Magus. Okay, Tank's gun, you just shoot him in Krieg. Only prints are Sosuke's left hand. What's the backlog? They did have a good reason to wipe up the sword, but that's not the murder weapon I'm referring to. Oh, but it KO'd... So why wouldn't they wipe this? Is that the thinking? No, but that was their own needle gun. It wouldn't... The bat? Only partial prints? Used to shoot him in Krieg. Only prints are Sosuke's left hand. You killed one with a dagger and the guy grabbed it and wouldn't let go, I think? You don't think so? What's the angle I'm doing here? Your Honor, no one's fingerprints but my clients are on the murder weapon. That only makes sense if he's guilty or being framed. You put Sosuke's left hand prints on the gun? What other weapon are prints missing from? Well, the bat. Sosuke's left hand prints. Wait, on the gun? No,
Because if they want to frame him, then... Oh, wait! But he can't use his left hand. Because he got smashed. So why would they leave those on if it was identified that it was his left hand? If it could be easily identified. That's a broken hand. Yeah, exactly, Guru. So someone could have faked it. Because I think these other ones... Where are Tank's prints? Tank's prints are on the gun. Wait, are they? Shit, I don't remember. Ah! Gun, gun, gun. Where's the Magus? No one else's fingerprints. Okay, not Tank's. No. We were thinking of the same thing, Guru. But it's odd that his prints wouldn't be on there. It's Tank's gun. So no, I think this makes sense. Because if he was being framed, Tank's prints should be on there. Because he couldn't use his hand. Wait, what? Oh, do I need to do this differently? There we go. This gun is the murder weapon I'm referring to. What? The police are confident that this Mag US is the gun that was used to kill Tanks and Krieg. And your client was arrested with it on his person, and it has your client's prints on it. But it was owned by Tanks. Yeah, okay.
It's just so unfortunate that she uses his left hand, not knowing it was broken.
Yeah. The record shows that Sosuke's are the only fingerprints on that doohickey. So that means this Tanks guy never had laid a finger on his own gun? Yeah, it means it was wiped and then his prints were put on it and he's got a broken hand. It's entirely possible that Tanks simply liked to polish his gun too. Oh my! Phrasing! So he was polishing it right up until the moment his captor grabbed it and used it against him? No more phrasing! Was it before or after his internal bleeding that my client took the gun off of Tanks without him even laying a finger on it first? Before or after being tortured that he got the gun with no struggle? They could have wrestled over the gun while it was out of reach. Tanks had no injuries besides the hole in his chest. How'd he get into a struggle and not so much as a scratch? The likelihood of that scenario would seem to come down to the order in which each individual died, no? Yeah. But that's still a broken hand. So I don't know. Yes, Your Honor. I love the spiciness in the writing, I know, right? Then perhaps we ought to hear some more detailed testimony about that. Of course. The defense has no more questions for this witness, Your Honor. We don't object. Hold on. What are you saying? Okie dokie again. Closing the connection. I said wait! Is Sosuke... Makoto seemed to be in good spirits, wouldn't you say? Yeah, he was his usual, irreproachable self. So how can you find something about that to be depressed over? I'm ashamed that he testified at all. His appearance here runs the risk of sullying the house's visage with my mistakes. Well, he couldn't exactly slip the subpoena by claiming he had homework to do. You of all people should understand that the house doesn't have to appear in court if it truly doesn't want to. Fine levied on your accounts is always preferable to a smudge staining your reputation. But he did testify. Yes, and he no doubt went directly against one or more family elders to do so. He should not be incurring debts for my sake. So he puts himself at a disadvantage for you. Do you think Makoto would want you to apologize? Or do you think he'd want you to thank him? He's young. He doesn't know what he wants yet. Damn. Oh, time for potato. Oh, yeah! Oh my god! Excellent! We haven't seen her since the last episode! She a recurring character? Fuck yeah! Oh, she was also Southern. I remember. Well, I gave her that voice.
Corbin says, I'm pretty sure the only thing I won't accuse Makoto of is not know what he wants.
That's fair. Yumi Sato, medical examiner. Yumi. Sarah.
Dr. Sato, we're very grateful for your work sorting through the large number of reports related to this case. Akemi peeking the mic over the hot medical examiner. Was I peeking? Oh dear.
Phew, yeah. 5 bodies, all high priority. Had my head underwater for a good while there.
We'd prefer not to tax you with repeating every grisly detail, but if you could, would you please walk the court through the time of death for each victim and the manner in which they were determined?
Right. From the top, Ankatan, aka Tanks, had a mishmash of street legal and chop shop mods along his forearms. None of them were particularly up to date, but they were all working and they all did monitor his heart rate. Tanks' heart stopped at 9:44 p.m. Maybe I should write this down. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be written down somewhere. The cause of death was gunshot. The slug had a hollow design intended to shatter inside the target. There's no mistaking that he was killed by his own gun, the Mag US, from a distance of 1 to 2 meters. Oh, okay. And that's all written down, I'm assuming? Yes. 9:44? Yes. Okay, excellent. Profiles. Sato! March 3rd, medical examiner, likes brush metal, grilled fish, and cardamom. Dislikes frame interpolation, split ends, and surveys. Spurs on live show tickets. Favorite color? What? Phthalocyanine green G. Coat. Very easy to sanitize. Next up is Sungmin Trey Tranch. He also had relatively low-end mods installed, and they showed his heart stopping at 9:45 p.m. He died from exsanguination, blood loss resulting from a laceration across his neck by a sharp metal blade.
Oh my god, I was sweating. Were you playing this earlier?
That wasn't the only injury his body sustained, though, was it? No, it was not. Posthumously, his skull was, bashed in by a bat. Heavens Miller Smiles received a puncture wound straight through his jugular vein. Then the blade was withdrawn, exacerbating blood loss, and he was likely unconscious within seconds of falling to the ground. Miller had mods, but had evidently gone to great lengths to remove all monitoring tech from them. He was not found with any electronics on his person. Using purely medical means, I narrowed his time of death down to a window of 10 minutes between 9:40 and 9:50 p.m. Even though I killed him third and he was the second to die. That brings us to Creek. Yes, like Tanks, Lakers Creek Kristoff was shot once with a hollow slug from a distance of 1 to 2 meters. However, the slug penetrated just beneath their solar plexus and failed to completely shatter when it impacted a low-end spinal brace mod. As a result, Creek didn't die immediately. It is my medical opinion that Creek would have slowly bled out over the course of about 5 minutes. Their mod did not have biomonitoring capabilities, so like with Miller, I've done what I can to narrow down the time of death to a 10-minute window between 9:40 and 9:50 p.m. So he was barely modded? And he stayed conscious that whole time anyway? Creek was strong. Alright. But we do have one other context clue to work with.
Hello, Guru. It's weird talking about such objective times of death because IRL there's a lot more nuance and sketchiness in its use in court.
Fair. Yeah. This datapad was found very close to Creek's body, and technicians confirmed that it requires Creek's fingerprints for most functions. That means it's unlikely that anyone else would have been able to manipulate it. And we found that the last action taken on it was an attempted dark card transaction that failed at 9:44 p.m. What could cause a dark card transaction to fail? Either they hit cancel or the card itself was jostled, interrupting the scan. As if the datapad was suddenly dropped. Speculation? How much qualification does one need to understand that card readers can be finicky, Your Honor? True enough. Chip, swipe, pin, tap. Set me by the damn balloon animal, you clown!
Taking that digital device into account,
Creek must have been shot almost at the exact same time as Tanks. Thank you. There's one more body you examined for this case, yes? Officer Tariq Chopin. I didn't need to determine his time of death. As a patrol officer, he had a standard suite of police-issued biomonitors. So we know that Officer Chopin's heart stopped at 10:14:04 p.m. Triggering an automatic 10999 alert, Officer down. Lighting up that crime scene like a firecracker and ensuring every cop in the city would come running, royally pissed off and safety's off. Chopin was impaled through his back by a long, thin blade. It severed his aorta, and as a result, he died instantly. To summarize, then, we can conclude that Tanks' gun was taken from him before 9:44 p.m. He and Creek were then shot with it. Their attacker, out of ammunition, took up a sword and stabbed Miller in the throat, before slicing into Trey's neck. This individual then proceeded to posthumously crush Trey's skull by striking it so hard that they shattered a baseball bat, as Creek bled to death on the other side of the room. Corwin says nearly 30 minutes later, why would Sosuke stick around that long? Oh, to 10:14? Yeah, that is... Well... So... Yeah, so if you're blaming... Yeah, if we're blaming Sosuke, or framing him, and we're saying he did it, why would he wait that long? Surprised it was that soon. He was still unconscious when she left. But they're assuming he was awake and murdering people. Yeah, so they're saying he came and killed all these people, and then this cop came in 15 minutes later. Like, unless they're trying to argue that he was looking for something. Like, from our opinion, we know that he was, like, we know that he was kept tortured, like, he was unconscious hanging in the room. But, and by then we knew that we had killed 4 out of the 5 people that have died. But we don't know what happened after that. Oh, you two right. Oh, it's fine. Finally, when Officer Chopin entered the scene, they stabbed him in the back, before finally being apprehended by Officer Rogers. That's all correct as far as we understand it. So now Rockford's put together a timeline. It's probably helpful for the jury putting it all in chronological order, but have we actually learned anything new about the culprit's actions? We have. Emma brought her on the stand to establish the culprits. Starting time, right? Or methodology. She wanted to establish the starting time of all the murders. Wasn't that pretty obvious from just one autopsy? Tanks died first and his mouth confirmed it. Well, yes, but the fact that Tanks and Creek died first, combined with where the shooter stood, tells us what part of the room the culprit must have started. Okay, so it was his positioning. Okay. Tells us what part of the room the culprit must have started their killing spree. Correct, because Creek and Tanks died first, and they were both shot from within 1 to 2 meters. What's up, Erasma? We know that the culprit must have started taking action right by the desk, and not by the door to the holding room. Indeed. So the likelihood that my client broke out from there is not very high at all. Okay. Yes? An abundance of DNA evidence establishes that the defendant was indeed held in the other room. True. Okay. But clearly he didn't remain there. His captors must have taken him out to question him in the main room. And dragged him in... Erasmo, I'm sorry to bother... I'm sorry if I'm bothering you, but I'm not sure why you're posting that. I think... I'm sorry to say, but it seems a little odd, your messages, and you're not really engaging with chat. I might time you out for a bit. Alright. Let's see. So that'll be for 10 minutes. And dragged him in front of the desk where Tanks' gun would be within reach. So I've just timed him out, so if he comes back within 10 minutes, then we'll see what's going on with him. It sounded like he was maybe playing a game. I wasn't quite sure. You're the one who's reaching. You have evidence to the contrary? A better explanation for how we got out of where he was being held? Can't exactly propose that the real killer set him free as a scapegoat. Yeah. I can see that, Corwin, yeah. It's odd. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know why they were putting it in Twitch. Twitch is going down for you? I'm not dropping frames. Oh no. Oh no? Am I dropping frames? Seems fine for me. Okay. Maybe refresh, Guru. Try refreshing, friend. Twitch is good for me. Oh, hi, Mochi. Hope your stream was good. Oh, I might be back. Okay, hi, Guru. I hope it's okay. I don't think I'm dropping frames. Hello. The forensics are clear. My client was gagged and bound in that room. Was, but clearly they had to cut him loose to question him. A mistake that ended up costing them their lives. That's what they're arguing? Okay. It's good. Now you're my background knows why I play is it Palia or Palia? No idea. Fair enough. Do you think that's true, Sosuke? I'm not positive, of course. My body is telling me that I was held in that room from the time I woke up till I got myself free. Emma's theory about the blue bloods being dumb enough to let Sosuke near a gun isn't perfect. But it's still a theory. It's actually paleontology. I don't have jack shit to counter with because not even Sosuke knows how I let him out. If the defense has no objections, then they'll just have to take this L and meekly move on to their cross-examination. RIP. I deny. That made you sound very feeble. I'm assuming Palia. You've developed a habit of only using we when I'm winning. Fix it. RIP. That made us sound very feeble? Why do I have to get roped in? Pokemon like pals. Emma's already established a timeline and an order of events. I could pick at the details, but she's close enough to the truth already. I'm gonna save. Save now. Don't regret things later. There's like a pal world. Yep. I know the truth firsthand about every death except Chopin. In his case, Emma and I are on even footing. So what's my advantage? What do I know that everyone else is mistaken about? The timing? I mean, murder weapons are right. Causes of death? I think so. Shot through the chest. Shot through the chest. Trey was sliced. I mean, we took out Trey's. Was it Trey's eyes? Like their auto things? So there wouldn't be record. I forget how. I think we shot. Krieg. Oh. I don't know. No, the murder weapons are right. Causes of death? Timing? I mean, technically timing. They thought that he started, and I know this. Krieg took a... Oh, shit. No! I fucked up. It's fine. What are you trying to disprove? Emma's already established a timeline in an order of events. I could pick at the details, but she's close enough to the truth already. Trying to see what we know that Emma wouldn't. Yeah, I thought at first it was timing because I killed everyone earlier than... But I guess not. No, whatever, it's fine. I know the truth firsthand about every death except Chopin. In his case, Emma and I aren't even finished. So what's my advantage? What do I know that everyone else is mistaken about? Oh, wait, we stabbed... We used our knife. We used our dagger. So they're missing a murder weapon. Right? Right, the murder weapons. Everyone thinks Miller was stabbed in the neck by a katana, but yeah, she used the dagger. Right. I'm the only one who knows my knife was there. There's gotta be a way I can use that information to my advantage here without revealing that I have it or how I got it. I'm walking a razor's edge here. That's why it isn't the evidence. I thought that was weird. Yeah, it hasn't, because it was her knife. So I think she just took it. I think. Pretty sure. least it's thematically appropriate. You can buy pets in Palia, but I refuse to spend money on a free game, so I don't know. No, she left it? Okay, then she wiped it. Oh! But then it wasn't at the... was it removed from the scene? Right, was there a scene in the last stream where she was like, where's my knife? Yes, okay. I'm remembering now. It's been I feel like it's only been a week probably since I played this, but I'm forgetting things. Yeah, there was. Okay, yeah. She's like, where's my knife? What the fuck? The defense is ready to begin our cross-examination, Your Honor. Alright. Dr. Sato, you were asked to examine all 5 bodies. Did you visit the crime scene? A lot of details to keep track of, that's fair. I did not. Have not. I'll write this, okay. Photos and other ARCS data were provided to me to aid in my examination. Okay, we're at 12. Surely the defense wasn't objecting to a little virtual work? Of course not. After all, had anything been added or removed from the crime scene, the ARCS would show it. There's no feeling it once it's been set up. Okay, we're at 12. Blade wounds? Victims Trey and Miller were both attacked with a blade. Exactly how fast did they die? Trey had his throat slashed, and blood found on his hands suggested he had time to reach up at his neck in response. Guru says, so if we can prove it was actually a knife, then we can prove Sosuke didn't take the evidence, so someone is framing him. Correct. Yes. Blood found on his hands, yep. But he would have quickly stumbled back and collapsed onto the floor dead. Miller wouldn't have lost much blood at the moment his neck was punctured. For that kind of wound, the weapon acts as a stopper. But once that stopper was removed, he would have lost consciousness in mere seconds. And while the blade was still in his neck, if it was there for more than a second, he too would have reflexively reached up, presumably to try and grab the blade. Okay. Press. Is there proof he grabbed the blade? Is there proof he grabbed the blade? What about his, oh, no, that's not it. His autopsy. Miller's, right? Single stab wound. Oh, no, he said, no, it was Trey. Trey. Where are you? Trey's autopsy. Hard metadata, smash the skull, trace of wood splinters. I don't think there's a log. Did we have? I thought we had, there was blood on Miller's hands. Am I wrong about that? Chopin Creek. Miller. Uh-huh. Yeah, blood on subject's hands. Okay, yeah. So if we're talking about Miller, then yeah. Is there any evidence that he tried to grab the razor-sharp katana lodged into his neck? He had his own blood on his right hand, but there were no cuts on it. Because he grabbed the knife's handle, not a sword's edge. So stands to reason that the blade was withdrawn very quickly. Morgan is hitting it! I would press, shrug. By the time his hands reached up to his neck, it must have been gone. One of many small inconsistencies with this katana theory I can shine a light on. Will that be enough? Ooh, tough call. I got 5 more I can add. And we've done what? 7, 5, 2, and 2? I mean, we could get another big one. Yeah, I'll try to press the katana. Stab in Miller's neck so precisely and so fast. That would be quite the feat of swordsmanship. Stating a conclusion, Your Honor. Comments withdrawn, quick as a blade. Have you ever seen a stab wound like that? Like the one that killed Miller, inflicted by a long blade? Yeah. And wielded in one hand by a man experiencing heavy blood loss? No, I can't say that I have. Now, whether that maneuver is impressive or improbable, well, I'm a doctor, not a fencer. And Sosuke doesn't own a rapier. Ooh. I mean, yeah, this is what I'm aiming for. Does the katana fit the puncture wound? Ooh, let's go, let's go. Did you find that the stab wound on Miller's neck fit the sword that the police recovered? Approximately. That doesn't sound conclusive. The entry wound is slightly small. Oh! Oh god, it's an ace! Okay. The entry wound is slightly smaller than I would expect for such a precise stab. The sword hand must have barely trembled, but it's within tolerable ranges. Furthermore, DNA on the tip of the sword is a match for Miller. Damn it, just because I happened to drag it across where his blood had dripped. And of course, there isn't any other implement at the scene that fits the wound better. No, of course there isn't. An asexual? Ahaha. I'm still kind of want to go for it, but maybe I'm just pressing too much. What about Chopin's cause of death? What happened there? He was also stabbed. I'm gonna try. Could you speak a bit more about the manner of Officer Chopin's death? Well, to reiterate, his body was found with the katana stuck through his back. Oh, okay, well. But they could have placed it. He could have stabbed him with a knife. It had punctured his heart, because then why else would the knife have been taken? His body was found with the katana stuck through his back. It had punctured his heart, killing him. There was massive blood loss at the scene. At least in part because the wound in question was agitated, I suppose I'd say. Agitated, you say? What does agitated mean? I need to know. I'm gonna press. What do you mean by agitated? Honestly? As though, after impalement, the blade was moved around inside the wound. Was it now? Huh. As if it had become stuck. Oh, okay, I gotta stop. As if it had become stuck and someone was struggling to remove it. London mentioned that Sato found this wound odd. But to hear her specifically say the blade had become stuck, that's interesting. Thank you, Dr. Sato. I think I can speak for all of us when I say I found that very enlightening. Nice. Blackjack.
Well done, well done. 21.
Dr. Sato, you just testified that Officer Chopin was impaled from behind. Heck yeah. GG Akame, thank you. A little bit of luck, but it was good. It was good. My instinct was good. Did this occur on the spot? Or sorry, Officer Chopin was impaled from behind. Did this occur on the spot where his body was found? Detective extraordinaire. Yes, it did. The body shows no signs of being moved. I'm curious then. Okay. What was there for the sword to get stuck on? True.
Uh-huh.
Well, if Chopin was in the center of the room, standing upright, I mean, it wouldn't have gotten caught in the air, right? Bone, perhaps? Surely you examined the wound inside and out. Did you see marks on his ribcage where the blade had been caught? No, I didn't. And it stands to reason that the blade didn't get caught on anything inside Mr. Chopin. It got caught on the floor. Pardon? What? You need to take greater advantage of the arcs, Councillor Morgan. Learn to flip things on their head. Entire rooms, if need be. If you had, you'd see there's a clear indentation in the floor that lines up perfectly with Mr. Chopin's wound. How did you think the tip of the sword got chipped? Well, I ran it across the fucking ground. You're saying the sword got stuck in the floor? That's what the facts are saying. Do you disagree? The sword couldn't have gotten stuck in the floor. The sword could have got... What do we have? Okay, Examiner Sato's findings in the death of Tariq Chopin. Penetrative cardiac stab wound. Insight, standard issue for police department. Externally mounted biomonitor reported cardiac activity cessation. Subject was... Okay, impaled. Crossed out for stabbed. From behind with a large bladed instrument approximately 2 to 3 centimeters thick. Oh, okay. Wound shows unusual pattern of aggravation as if blade was jostled within the wound head cavity. No other injuries of note. You think you see the line? Like the through line? Because if I raise it to say, oh, it can't get stuck on the floor. Well, wait a minute. Like how he proved his innocence? Okay. So, But with this... Oh, what about this? Oh no, that was... something else. Anything on the floor? Oh, what about the dumpster? Nope. Pack bindings, dark card, fire escape, front door. What about Sosuke's sword? The steel is chipped at several points, especially the tip. Uh-huh. Yeah. Where am I going with this? Because I feel like it'd be a large pool of blood, so maybe... Well, if it got stuck on the floor, I mean, the blood won't do anything. Red ink? What was this again? Nope, I don't need this yet. Ooh, do I raise it? Do I not? Well, she seems to think that there's no reason that it wouldn't stick on the floor. Did we do anything? Did we do anything in the arcs? Save? Good call. Did we do anything in the arcs that would prove that the floor couldn't have been pierced? Dumpster, fire escape, front door? No. Datapad? Okay, yep, no. Nothing with the fire escape. You think the testimonies contradict? I mean, I think the 2 to 3 centimeter thing is important to note in the officer's autopsy. I just don't think we can... I don't think we can prove this. Nope. When it's seen the crime position behind Creek's desk, opens the alley, floats about across the windows. Inside Creek's ribcage, fingerprints on the mouse, Smash Creek and the his pod. I would say no. I don't think I have anything. But you know what? Let's see if anything happens with this. I want to say stay, but I'm curious about what I'd do if I say raise. Of course that's not possible. He was stabbed in the back while standing up, so then... Yeah, no, okay, no, I was right about that. Okay, I trust my instinct. Trust Ekami's instinct. Alright, stay. I don't necessarily disagree, no. If Chopin was impaled, then fell face first. You want to say your line of thinking, but I'll wait! Aw, no problem, Guru. Hopefully we'll get there soon. It makes perfect sense for the sword to get caught in the floor as he collapsed on top of it. So we can conclude that after being impaled, Chopin fell over with the sword still in his torso, driving the sword into the ground. Then his attacker aggravated the wound by trying to retrieve the sword from his corpse. Does that sound right? What? Are you asking me? Sort of. Asking the room, I guess. Well, I believe I can answer. What you're describing makes sense, Dr. Sato, but only up until we consider again the fingerprints on the sword handle. If my client really did impale Tariq Chopin and get his sword stuck doing so... yeah, wasn't the... What was the one that had his left hand? Was that the gun? Well, I'll just keep going, we'll see. Why would he try to retrieve it with only one hand? Okay. Because he had to retrieve it with one hand. You yourself already elucidated that the defendant's left hand was broken when he destroyed the elevator panel in Crane Tower. His left hand was too damaged for him to even grip a sword? I mean, he had several broken bones. That doesn't square with this piece of evidence. Okay. What are we talking about? Let's see. Whoa! Okay. Sosuke's katana, right hand prints on the handle, blood from Chopin Trey Miller. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Tank's gun. Only prints are Sosuke's left hand. The Magus, I guess. Yeah. So this one. Boom! The Magus? How could my client's left hand be too damaged to grip his sword, and yet also capable of gripping the Magus? That oddity is hardly impossible to explain. We've already determined that the Maguus was fired twice before the sword was used at all. I feel like I'm arguing against my original point now. Firing such a weapon with a broken hand surely rendered his left useless. Ugh, that's... It is difficult to wield a sword with a damaged hand, isn't it, Sosuke? Historically, even the loss of a pinky on your non-dominant hand was considered enough to render you relatively defenseless. Oh no, your internet's going out! Oh no! Oh no, I'm so sorry! Is that why Yakuza would offer to cut off fingers as recompense for offenses? That's right, Sarah. In fact, cut the chatter and save the history lesson. No, come back. He had to pull the sword loose with one hand because his left was useless? Looking at all the forensics pulled from the katana, that's... Okay. Your Honor, the people claim that my client had to use one hand to retrieve this sword because his other hand was disabled. But does the evidence actually suggest that? What do you mean? Forensics performed on the katana found my client's right hand fingerprints on the handle, correct? But what grip are the prints a match for? Let me just give it a quick think here as I meticulously analyze the position of each finger. A normal grip. The grip is normal. What? Do you mean to say that the thumb is facing towards the blade, Your Honor? Well, yeah, but isn't it easier just to say he held it like normal? Oh my god, girly pop, no. Okay, switch to data. If my client only held the sword with his right hand normally, Your Honor, that would mean he held the katana like that even as he tried to jostle the blade free from the floor it was impaled in. Right? Okay. Which is far from impossible. I think we need a new judge. No, we need her forever. She's great. But if, Your Honor, the court has questions about exactly how the defendant was positioned when he was found standing above Officer Chopin's corpse, I believe the people's next witness will be able to answer all of them. It can only mean it's finally time to face off with the arresting officer. Chopin's partner. Okay, very well. Let us summon to the stand. No name not found. What? Rogers? What? Is that a family or a given name? What? Yeah, I got one big ol' error right here, and it's a classic. Witness not found. Literally. What? But Officer Rogers. Is that a family name? Sarah, please. Oh my god, it's so good. So, yeah, so, I mean, no, but I mean, he'd have a record, even if he died, no? Maybe? Oh, that would be very interesting if he got killed. On vacation in the Bahamas? Fuck. He ain't here. I'm gonna lose my voice. What? Well, fuck. He's had hours to get here. What the hell could he possibly be? Her star witness is a no-show? Is this good news or bad news? Like hitting the jackpot on the world's sketchiest slot machine. Feels good, but you get the feeling that the staff is gonna make you pay for it. Or he is dead and he couldn't make it. Oh my god. That idiotic. Pay for it when? Fine, finished myself. Right about now. Here we go! Perhaps it's for- oh, this music, Perhaps it's for the best then, Your Honor. We can save the court the trouble by wrapping up things here and now. Maybe he was killed on the way and his body was hit, this is Mochi. Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Strap into your undies, folks! I'm assuming whoever framed Sosuke just held up the witness. Probably. That's my thinking too. Emma's gonna lay out the facts. The facts are simple. So she is, Corbin! And the defense has failed to refute them. Thus, the people call for summary judgment. Okay, alright, girly pop. Already? See, I've been assuming the cop is the one who framed Sosuke. Yeah, maybe not. The defendant is the only one with his prints on the gun. He is the only one with his prints on the katana. His own employer testified to his court that he was attacked and captured by 4 of the 5 victims. He was found and arrested standing over the body of a dead cop before 2 more officers arrived and secured the scene. That must be Ray's in London she's referring to. As the only living person left at the scene of the crime, there was no one else who could have committed these murders. She's on a tear, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't entertaining. But it's only because she's on tilt. She was thrown off by her witness flaking, and it's caused her to overstep. She's just fired off a lot of claims in quick succession. Which is the weakest one? Where do I counterattack? So... Only only suspect... Well, not only suspect. Police testimony. What'd she say? So she said... He's the only one... So the defendant was the only one with his prints on the gun. He's the only one with his prints on the katana. His own employer testified to the court he was attacked and captured by 4 of the 5 victims. He was found and arrested standing over the body of a dead cop. Remember to save. I will! Thank you. Well, the police testimony is pretty damn flimsy. Probably. Well, now I'm assuming it was Emma! What a twist that would be. Oh my god! I would fucking love if she ends up being a murderer and she's like, but she's like on the cusp of determining who the HBK is, and she has inklings like that I'm up to something, but she gets so close and then she gets convicted. Rival murderers! Oh, what a twist that would be. I think the police testimony is kind of flimsy. The police testimony she's made reference to hasn't been presented to the court yet. But it's not as if Rogers could be lying about arresting Sosuke. Fuck, really? Alright, fine. No, I don't want to lose that. Save scum! Save scum! We coming back, baby. Only suspects? Maybe? She just claimed that Sosuke is the only one who could have committed these murders. She can't possibly prove that. Indeed. She can't prove that there wasn't anyone else there that night because I actually was. I thought the testimony would be the weak point. Yeah, right? Because it hasn't been presented. And unlike her, I can prove the possibility of another party being present without having to reveal their identity. The people are mistaken, Your Honor. My client wasn't the only other person there that night. And there's evidence to show for it. Alright, let's see. At a scene of crime used to wipe prints? Yes! Just yes! Classified documents, hard to copy, easy to destroy. Corwin says, because yeah, he arrested Sosuke, but we haven't seen any evidence that he was actually standing over the body. Yeah, the only thing we could see is the arc, really, but yeah. We haven't seen Mr. Rogers. Oh my god, his name is literally Mr. Rogers. He hasn't come out and come to the stand. He might be dead! Used to destroy Trey's head. No. Found stuck in datapad. Wiped of all prints, known only to rich criminals. Wiped of all prints. Maybe the dark card, because we gave it to Creek. Why would Creek try to process it himself? Yeah. What is that? The dark card found lodged into Creek's datapad. That's right. The perfect payment option when neither you nor the businesses you frequent like attaching names to faces. Right! The whole point of the dark card. We've already discussed that within moments of Creek's death, a transaction was being attempted on his datapad. A transaction made using this dark card. But whatever for? Perhaps some of the handful of illicit substances that were found at the scene of the crime. Oh crap, yeah, I almost forgot. These guys were drug dealers! Meh. And drug dealers get customers, Your Honor. Customers that can be very temperamental when things go south. Are you trying to suggest that these killings were the result of a drug deal gone wrong? I mean, they sort of were. A drug deal made in person at a blue blood stronghold. Dark cards require a passkey and a fingerprint. The card would be useless if its owner wasn't physically present for the transaction. A transaction that might be abruptly cancelled if tensions boiled over. A potential buyer would likely have been across the desk from Creek, the same spot in the room that we've established that the killer must have started their rampage. Cute idea, Counselor, but there's no meat to it. We know that Creek was using that datapad before he died, and we know that the dark card was processing a transaction at the time. But for some reason, you've made the assumption that he was selling, when the simplest explanation is that he was buying, using the dark card that he owned. What? What? Hold on. What? Hold on. Hold on. What? No. Let me see. Hold on. Sold to blah blah blah. Besides some partials, blah blah blah. Fingerprints are found matching those of Creek and Officer Chopin. Okay. Technicians have confirmed that the datapad is locked to Creek's fingerprints, make it difficult for anyone else to use it. Right. Only Creek can use his datapad. Dark card is struck quite firmly. Okay, and then the dark card. It's Creek's datapad, and no one can get into it except Creek. Physical card key that begins the authentication process for accessing funds, blah, 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 blah. Without the fingerprint of the owner and their 24-digit passcode, the card alone is functionally useless. Forensics show that all fingerprints have been wiped. Cool. Alright, and it was stuck in the datapad. I'll figure it out. That's her counter theory, but she can't prove it was Creek's, because we know it wasn't, indeed. The dark card belonged to Creek? How will you respond? I don't need to respond with evidence. Oh. I need to point out the flawed evidence she's constructed her argument upon. Yeah, she can't... Leader of Blue Blood, Face ID, second shot. Found stuck in datapad, white prints, known only to rich criminals. Found on Creek's desk, Chopin's fingerprints. So... Yeah, so if Chopin's fingerprints are on the datapad... Would that suggest that he was buying from the police? No, it's Creek. She can't prove it was Creek. I'm gonna save again. Save. And no prints on the dark card. Oh, there we go. Save scum! No prints on the dark card, yeah. Yeah, so she can't actually prove. That's how we know, because there's no prints we can determine. Characterization, Your Honor. The people are claiming that the dark card in the evidence record belonged to the victim, Creek. Ooh, I like this art very much. Despite the fact that it has no fingerprints on it. Ooh! Scarlet Draw! Oh my god, this is so good! I fucking love this soundtrack! What? If that dark card had belonged to Creek, he would have had to insert it into his datapad with his teeth. Yuck! So who did the dark card belong to? Perhaps a... Oh my god! I can't even read dialogue! This music goes so hard! I'm jamming. Oh my god! That trumpet, hell yeah. Oh my god, this slaps so hard! Morgan, I don't need evidence to disprove this. I have sassy jazz! Perhaps a customer who didn't like his prices. A disgruntled customer could have wiped their prints off the card to hide the fact that they were ever there. That's absurd. The customer brought that dark card with them to the crime scene. Why the hell wouldn't they take it with them when they left? It was stuck in the datapad. They could have pulled a little harder. They could have taken the datapad with them. Who would leave behind something that valuable? The card is worthless to everyone but its owner. And also, like, yeah, to whom it could be priceless. Why would they choose to leave it behind? The answer to that is simple. If I'm honest, we're discussing the possibility of a deal gone south. What could cause that in the first place? Aggressive negotiating tactics? Or a customer who couldn't pay? What are you... This customer could afford a dark card, and yet they couldn't pay. Hold on. You're trying to say all these deaths, all this carnage, you think it's all because their card got declined? Hard to live down that kind of faux pas. Murdering 4 or 5 people in order to skip paying your bill is pretty aggressive. But if you need your fix, your card has been declined. Was there any indication that contraband was taken from the scene of the crime? Your Honor, that is difficult to say. Without knowing the inventory before the crime occurred, we cannot rule out the possibility. That was a little lackluster of a pushback. Is she really that thrown off by this witness playing hooky? Well, I hate to do this, because I love spending time with you all and having a physical body and being ensouled, but it does seem like I have to declare a recess while we wait. Perfectly reasonable, Your Honor. That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard. What? Carter's on recess! I'll at least go till 10:30, so we'll see what 30 minutes gets us. Lesbian! Mochi says, as someone who's had to tell people their card was declined, I've seen people have some childish responses. Oh my god, really? Like, come on. Your card was declined. Like, you don't blame it on whoever you're, like, the processor. Like, the business that you're trying to get to make payment for. Come on. So Aria Holdings is not part of House Ikari. Like, ma'am, it ain't my fault you're poor. Goddamn. Man, my card is not a Latin noun. It doesn't decline. That's very good, actually. Oh my god. No, it is. House Ikaria is comprised of the literal Ikaria family, the Ikaria Financial Group, and Aurea Holdings. But each of those parts is a separate identity from the others. That is very confusing. No, it's... well, yeah, it can be confusing, but it protects us. Protects the IFG? No, protects the house from itself. Huh. If everyone in the Ikaria family was a member of the IFG, and the IFG was called the Ikaria family, that'd be much simpler. Yes, indeed, indeed, Cora. I know it'd be simpler, but that's... Who the hell is this guy to keep Rockford waiting? Are you addressing your question to me? I've never met the man. Well, he's met you, smacked you upside the head, and cuffed you. If you say so. I told you, I don't remember anything after I walked out of that holding room. Chime in at any time. Apologies, Adonai. I was just trying to answer your question. Who the hell is Officer Rogers? Find his socials or something? I found a news story attached to a live feed. He's shaking hands with some men at the top of some stairs. Right now? What's the headline? City Council members thank heroic officer for his service. Oh, great. So he's alive. Fuck. Oh. Well, that makes sense. How can it? Emma's outranked. If the politicians decided now was the time to do photo ops, she doesn't have to have the pull to go against them. Are Officer Chopin's parents there? Yes, both of his fathers were present. Oh, yeah, right. Chopin has 2 dads. Hell yeah. Adoptive fathers. You trying to make me feel better? Adoptive or not, they're his parents, and their pain is real. Of course. But that pain would be equally real if they weren't expressing it in front of those cameras, don't you think? Declension, yes. If you're feeling guilty, Sosuke, please get out of your system before the trial resumes. I don't feel guilty. Even if I did kill that officer, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. That doesn't make it right. Taking a life? Parents haven't outlived their children. Oh. And here I thought you'd be all about filial piety. You telling me you wouldn't take a bullet for your patriarch, Daisuke? Of course I would. And force him to outlive his son? How could you? Adopted son from a branch family. Do I need to point out how badly you're contradicting yourself? Daisuke Ikaria could have let me waste away when the rest of the Hayakawa branch was killed. Instead, he placed me at the right hand of power, a seat of honor. A subservient seat. Oh, it's okay, Guru. I'm always have to provide a public service to the lurkers in chat. Not the one at the top. I mean, to be fully honest, I think I was thinking of the joke going in a different direction. So I actually probably didn't fully get it myself. Actually, no. No, okay, never mind. I just didn't know. I have not heard the word declension, but it is exactly what I thought. So I did get the joke. Yippee. I was like, yeah, it's just the change over time, but it's from the Latin root, kind of, yeah. Anyway. Game. Here we go. I didn't know the rest of your birth family died, Sosuke. Retaliation for the fall of the leaves. Declensions. Conjugations, except for nouns.
Ah! Let's go back to the joke. Where is it? Where is it? Now I can't even find the original. God damn it. Yes, thank you for helping, Mochi, for I understood the joke. I will parry you! Oh my god! Oh my god. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting too... I'm scrolling too much in chat. Anyway, back to game. Retaliation for the fall of leaves. Quite the dignified way to refer to the Icaria killing of all those blue bloods 30 years ago. Oh, Corbin. Like I, me, my, the first person personal pronoun has different forms depending on its function in the sentence. Ah. Okay, I was kind of on the right track then. Gotcha. Anyway, it was my understanding that this was a complete and total victory. One of the few surviving examples of declination is in English. Ah. Except Latin does it for every noun. Yes, yes. Fuck. And there are more than 3 variants. Oh, God! Oh, okay. The kind that left the Blue Bloods incapable of counterattacking. Very nearly so. Do you disapprove of what happened 30 years ago, Sosuke? Of course not. Barbarity of the house's enemies left it with no other choice but to act. I'm only familiar with the Latin involving swine. Pig Latin. No way out, huh? By the way, I was asked to pass along a message to you. Probably more useful, to be honest. Maybe. If you're given a way out, take it. Who told you that? Ooh, interesting! What if I lie? Oh. No, I like Sosuke, though. I don't want to lie to him. He'd be like, Makoto would never say that. I bet you he thinks it's Mirai. I don't want to lie to him, but I kind of want to say it's Mirai. And he'd be like, oh, bet. Save and lie. What? Oh, but, well, actually, maybe I can at least see what the answer, what his answer would be. I bet you he'll be like, Makoto would never say that. What the fuck does that mean? Makoto, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're a good liar. I did pass the bar. I'm not criticizing you. Not exactly. Just need to know more about your Mark's relationships for making that kind of claim. Makoto would never say such a thing. Not even if presented as a tactical retreat. How's this then? I got the distinct impression that I wasn't supposed to say. Okay, I wanna try to load the other ones for funsies. You have to lie, right? I mean, it's out of court. It's fine. She said her name was Mirai. And I got chips for that. Alright. Who is she? Powerful member of the house. On the side of Aria. Oh, okay. Slow down, loose lips. I didn't ask for a whole life story. Ooh, chips. What? Whoa, sarcasm. Sorry, I'm just surprised. Surprised that she would take a personal interest in the outcome of this affair. So did that message mean anything to you? Not sure. You're a terrifically helpful client, you know that? There's something you should know about me, Morgan. About the Hound of Icaria. Ooh, you got a backstory. You got a tragic past. You got some trauma you gotta talk about? I'm here for you, man. I didn't earn that title as a bodyguard or a head of security. I didn't learn how to kill in the military. The Hound of Icaria is the house's personal assassin. Alright. I sleep with a teddy bear at night. I'm secretly in love with Makoto. What happened to the House of Icaria being refined? Elevated above their criminal past?
The house is elevated. That status has granted it more enemies than ever. Enemies that need to be taken out silently, but undeniably. Undeniably? What I do is send messages. They need to be received by the right people, and they need to know who it's from. You kill so that the other houses in the nobility know it was the Hound, but can't prove that House Icaria was responsible. Their own pride over being able to handle things internally and their humiliation at being outplayed ensures the deaths stay out of the papers. So the entire police force can descend on a jaywalker caught by a reflection off a dash cam, but the nobility gets to wave off the surveillance state with a perfumed handkerchief. Oh man. Flaunting how the rules don't apply to them. Like I thought. A very pure expression of power. So all that talk of you being Makoto's head of security, that was all... All true. I have been Makoto's head of security for the past year. Did your courier business dry up? Circumstances around Makoto had changed. I was asked to step in and fill a role. And what you said about guarding the previous heir? Sorry, that was Morgan. And what you said about guarding the previous heir? Waving your katana around as soon as you could walk? Circumstances were different then, too. Why tell me now? Because now that I've seen her, I don't think Rockford will have missed it. No, why? Why didn't you tell me yesterday, the first time we met, when I could have actually prepared for this? Clearly you've got some deeply held desire to rot in prison since you won't help me to win this case. What happened in the last 5 minutes that you've suddenly got cold feet? I don't know. Yesterday, I thought you were just some outsider, in over your head, who would surely drown if they knew who they were defending. Today, I think you're an outsider, in over their head, who could stay afloat with a lifeline. Great. Thanks. Thanks for the heads up. 5 minutes notice really comes in handy when your client asks you to catch a bullet. Excuse me. I'm sorry to disappoint you two, Sarah. Meanwhile, Morgan is just murder-vibing. Yeah, really? I can't imagine you're pleased to be defending a self-confessed killer. I don't know what you went through when you were a soldier, and I have no idea what you've gone through as an assassin. Yesterday, Ajane suggested I shouldn't speak about those kinds of things since I have no experience with them. I don't know if she's right about that, but soldiers and assassins do exist in this world. And they are still people. And I think I would be sad if I couldn't talk to any of them. On a related note, could you catch a bullet, Sasuke Icaria? She's like, I need to know for science. No, Sarah. But you were cybernetically enhanced... but you're a cybernetically enhanced martial artist. Bullets are very fast. That is true. I could probably catch an arrow if I knew it was coming. Tell me more. I kind of ship them a little bit. I also approve of lesbianism, but I do feel like Morgan is like a mother to Sarah more. I feel that more, and also I just like Sarah being cool. I ship Sarah with the world. Okay, fair. I love you, Sarah. She's so sweet. All right, we're getting into it. Fuck yeah! It's not even 10:30. Let's go. Sarah only for Morgan. I mean, I understand that, Guru, too. I get that perspective as well. So you and your partner were the second officers to arrive on the scene. London! That's correct, ma'am. When the 1099 went out, my partner and I were relatively center city. We were within jogging distance at the site after an elevator ride, so we proceeded on foot. Roger still hasn't shown. Emma must have rushed London to adjust to the reshuffled docket. I assume he was rushed. He does seem somewhat distracted. We arrived on the premises at 10:21 p.m. At 10:27, we assisted Officer Rogers in completing his arrest of the suspect. What did that involve? Reading rights to an unconscious man? That's a good bit! Oh my god. We helped Rogers finish cuffing the suspect, is what I meant. His hands were shaking. Your witness, counselor? Alright. I'd like to ask London why he wasn't explicit about all this yesterday, but complaining about a detective not being forthcoming with the defense isn't exactly a winning strategy. He didn't hesitate to show me his involvement with the mafias yesterday. What's he got left to hide? Alright. Time to save. Do-do-do. Alright. Why were you nearby? That's actually a question I have. Why were you and your partner in Center City that night, Detective? Well, to be honest, I hadn't eaten dinner yet, and I was really in the mood for some kind of hot soup, you know? My partner was kind enough to indulge me on taking a drive. He went to the lower wards for soup? That's all he's gonna say? It's not like I can call him a compromised witness just because he was in the area, but what in the hell is there even to press when his answer's that simple? I'm almost tempted to press. Was the soup good? Oh, why his hands were shaking. Mm-hmm. There's more soup. Was the soup any good?
Going to the next aisle.
There's still soup.
Where are you right now?
I'm at soup.
What do you mean you're at soup? I mean I'm at soup. What store are you in? I'm at the soup store. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Fuck you.
Oh my god. Right in hell. Was the soup any good, Detective? I never got any in the end. What? That's the saddest story ever! You went down to the lower wards, your partner drove you, and then you ended up not getting any soup because you dealt with a murder. That fucking sucks. Had this hole-in-the-wall place in mind, but when we got there, turned out they'd gone out of business last month. No! Get London his soup, damn it! It'd been a while since I'd last stopped by. Guess I always knew they weren't that successful, but honestly, I thought it'd lose some of its charm if it got popular. Maybe if I hadn't been so selfish, they'd still be here. Oh my god, he blames himself for the business, for the place going out of business. Soup, hashtag soup for London. Oh no. Oh, this is like some deep buried trauma. That's why he didn't want to talk about it. You never know how much you'll miss that 7 out of 10 restaurant till it's gone, you know? Yeah. Your Honor, relevance? Speaking of things ending with the phrase, fuck you, in the Goblin Assassin game I'm playing, when your character is killed by enemies, they just yell, fuck you, as they die. That's amazing. Where's the opposing? Okay, thank you. Yeah, she's just like, what the fuck is happening? It's not relevant, but it is poignant and deeply human. Oh my god. This game's killing me. So funny. I'll allow it. Or I won't punish it at least. Fuck yeah, thank you. I'll ask a real question. Right away, Your Honor. I'm still gonna go. Fucking why not? How did you clear the building? Where were your body cams? How'd you clear the building? Actually, do we know if the body cams are on? I can't remember. I don't think so. How'd you clear the building? And how did you and your partner go about clearing the building? Because that's a 9 card, so you know what? It's probably, well, I could get a 7, I guess. Hopefully it's a lower card. Yeah, AD84 is definitely signing the hashtag Soup for London petition. Oh my god. I took point and my partner covered me, checking the rooms behind us as we went. It was tense searching the rooms with that racket blaring from upstairs. You were still searching for suspects even though there was a 10999 on the 3rd floor? Rogers had already reported the manner of his partner's death, Counselor. We weren't going to run upstairs to try and defibrillate. How was that report made? Over comms. Ooh, ace, hell yeah. Around 10:17 p.m. Is it common practice to separate from one another when responding to a 10999? It's one of several valid approaches the department advises in critical scenarios. Did you ever lose sight of your partner? Did you ever lose sight of your partner? I might have. So she might have lost sight of you. Speculation, Your Honor. If I can't see you, you can't see me. That's not speculation, Your Honor, just grade school logic. Moo. What? Overruled! Spill the deeds, witness! Yes, me and my partner were separated as we cleared the building. For more than a minute, I'd say. Whoa, God! Okay. That's a tough one. Interesting. Were your body cams on? Dumb question, Detective, but did you have your body camera on? Officers aren't required to turn on... Oh, okay. Body cameras when responding to an emergency, Counselor. And detectives aren't required to wear body cameras at all. Like I said, dumb question. What about your partner? Yeah, what about Ray's? But by any chance did your partner have a body camera going? Perhaps out of a characteristic abundance of respect for the rules.
Hummus? Hummus! Can you imagine that's how it's pronounced?
Matter of fact, I believe she did. So of the first 4 of our city's brave policemen to arrive at the scene of the crime...
Oh god, please hope I get like a 3.
Only one of them thought to turn their body cam on? It's my understanding that Rogers couldn't turn his on, as it had broken earlier in the week. And Tariq Chopin. I don't know why he didn't have his on.
Oh, okay, 21.
Whew. Does Emma know? Does Officer Rogers? Thank you for giving us all that to chew on, Detective London. Come on, give me a break. I was trying to be helpful. No, I mean it. Blackjack. Woo!
Hummus!
I'm especially interested to hear you describe how my client was unconscious and helpless by the time he first appeared on any body cam. Shall we review the footage together? Wonder if we can pinpoint exactly how many wounds he received in between his arrest and when his mugshot was taken.
GG, hummus! Hummus!
Redirect, Your Honor. Really? What is she doing now? The prosecution called Detective London as their witness and asked their questions. Adonai just had the chance to ask her own questions during the cross-examination. After the cross-examination, the people can redirect if they have additional questions for the witness.
So it isn't just one for them and one for us?
More like an eye for an eye for an eye until justice is blind and bloody. She wants another round. Why? Just stalling?
Detective London, are you aware of an ongoing police investigation for a figure known as the Hound of Icaria? Oh, you gonna pull that? Okay. Hummus? Yeah! Yeah! I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna make that a reaction image. I'm gonna crop it.
Not stalling. Approach, Your Honor? Wait, do I finally get to say the line? Hold on, this is happening too fast. Okay. Oh, so you're a pro... And they're already here.
Yes, please, it's so good. I had to share it as soon as I saw it.
Yeah. This Hound of Icaria is obviously some kind of case file that the Organized Crimes Department is working on. Detective London isn't qualified to speak on it. Homicide, organized crimes, is there that big a difference?
Depends on the career of the witness in question. Detective London, for example, spent 6 years in the Organized Crimes Unit.
He... what?
You didn't know that?
Where are you taking this, Emma? I hate to admit it, but I think I need spoilers as well. If you ask him about this, what's he gonna say?
That the Hound of Icaria is an assassin who leaves calling cards at each of his kills, terrorizing the house's perceived enemies without shame, and that the lead suspect in those cases is a man around Sosuke's age and height, with grey-blue hair, a modded spine, and a large tattoo of a dog across his back. Oh, okay. Yep.
Sosuke, you vain son of a bitch, you got made with your shirt off?
He sneezes. Oh my god, Sosuke, bruh.
Bless you!
You cannot let the jury hear that, Your Honor.
But I really want to!
If Organized Crimes wants to arrest Sosuke, they should have done so already. Well, sorry, Sosuke, you're going to jail for my murder. Whoops. He's on trial here today for these 5 counts and nothing else. The defense has once again claimed that their client is merely some veteran who's been victimized by greater forces. But the police believe that he's in fact the deadliest soldier the Icaria have at their disposal. That's not irrelevant.
No, it's just prejudicial as hell. Prejudicial as hell. Ah, girls fighting, but obeying the legal precedent. But the tension, the human drama!
Oh my god. He'll just be giving a summary. The case file won't enter the record.
So you won't even give me a chance to object to the evidence? Your Honor, if you do this, the jury... Oh, sorry. Your Honor, if you do this, the jury will be spoiled within seconds, and all of my clients served up a mistrial before the day's through. And some other lucky adjutant will have to get all the rest of the fun. I have severed the jury's feet for the time being. Whoa! I'd like to hear exactly what the witness has to say before ruling on this testimony's inclusion. But, Your Honor, the gallery is not your concern, nor a concern of justice. This trial will remain open to the public until such time as I or the state feel it shouldn't be. Decision made! Okay. Interesting. Thank you, Your Honor. What just happened? The jury's gonna take a bathroom break. Emma will get to ask her questions, but in all likelihood, the adjutant will make sure they never hear the answers. So we aren't any worse off? Sosuke might be. What do you mean? This gallery is filled to the brim with cops. They all think he killed Chopin. If London regales us all with tales of the Hound's exploits on top of that. Don't worry, Sosuke, they can't do anything to you here. Because we're in a courtroom. I won't spend the rest of my life in this room, Sarah. Even if I could, I wouldn't. Detective London, if you would, please testify as to the... Oh, for real? Your Honor? What now? Hey, Rockford, that witness guy who flaked on you made you look dumb? Yes? He's finally here! Oh, Officer Rogers? Back from his fucking ribbon-cutting ceremony? Well, not really, but he was getting an award. But anyway. Fuck. Thank you, Your Honor. I have no more questions for the witness at this time. Okay, I guess we're just gonna follow that path another time. Really? But The redirect fizzles out. Counselor, you want to snap it up? No, Your Honor. Dang, Detective London, nobody wants to talk to your ass. Ooh. Miss Rockford let it go. She doesn't hold anything back in the courtroom, but only because that's what gives her the greatest chance of victory.
Judge. Is Roger gonna turn up in a clown suit? God, I hope so. Judge, man, please.
The jury wouldn't hear it either way, and she has no need to stall for time. She won't stoke the coals for the fun of it. So if you hadn't fought against that redirect... Oh my god. Okay. Alright. So if you hadn't fought against that redirect up to that very last moment... Bullet caught, huh? Yeah, nothing impressive about putting my arm between the gun and my... heart? I was gonna say stomach. The analogy seems weaker somehow. Alright, let's see Mr. Rogers. Bruh. I'm gonna eat pork in the meantime. Ow. I thought it'd be a longer transition. I'm still eating. No! I won't go to bed yet.
Play the game until the end. Oh my god.
There he is. The man of the hour. The hero who put a stop to the Hound of Icaria and brought justice to the city over the loss of its favorite son, Tariq Chopin. Oh my... Oh, okay. Oh no. Bruh, have you slept any?
Okay.
What voice should he get? Patrol Officer Rogers reporting for duty. You don't have to say that. He is very disappointing. Oh, sorry, then just, reporting for duty. Name and occupation. Patrol Officer Huey Rogers. Occupation, Patrol Officer. Alright. Huey Lewis in the news, what's up? Never mind, just stupid. Damn. Oh, man. Wait,
Mochi, when's your birthday? I was gonna say he's near my birthday. No, you're after me though, right? No. Yes? I don't. It's been so long. I'm sorry. Why does he look like a background character from a budget Jane Austen TV show? The 19th. Well, you are closer to his birthday than I am. Right. Oh my goodness. I'm safe from being associated from this man. That's fair. He can't stand mice. His balance easily upset. He dislikes sand. He dislikes sand. Okay. This man has been watching Clone Wars. He dislikes marshmallows and he dislikes the lottery, but he likes saltwater, rosemary, and graffiti art.
Okay. Wakes up at 5:30 a.m. Yeesh.
Former partner of Tariq Chopin. Apologies for earlier.
It's fine. The court understands that the city council had need of you.
When I said my name wrong. Won't happen again.
Oh my god, dude. And your tardiness?
What's that?
Oh my god. He's actually stupid. Being hours late to this trial?
Did I not set a reminder?
Either he's extremely stupid or, like, really bad at covering up stuff. Bruh. Immediately my theory of this guy being a corrupt cop seems weaker! Maybe that's what the game wants me to think. They already did that last episode. Oh dear.
Does seeing him here in the flesh jog your memory at all?
No, not at all. Emma's like, why did I choose this man? I think this guy'd be pretty hard to forget.
You must have sustained quite the concussion.
As an appetizer? From what I saw, he's lucky nothing important leaked out of his ears. Shall we begin, Officer Rogers?
Right, from where?
The start. Oh my god, she's gonna murder him.
Oh, well, it was a pretty boring, I mean, the normal night. Me and Chopin were just driving our route, windows down. He was always getting carsick if the windows weren't down. Then around 9:45 or so, my partner heard shots fired. So, off we went.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, shots echo down in the lower wards, so...
Oh my god. Dude.
So I wasn't too sure about the direction. But my partner was confident that it'd have something to do with the Blue Bloods. That area is a known hotspot. As we neared the street, we saw people slinking away from it. We got the message. People can sense that kind of trouble even when they don't know it. Something bad had gone down and no one wanted anything to do with it.
So I was hired last year and I think in November. Not there. He's either real dumb or real smart with his misdirection. That's what I mean. Like I mean, yeah, that's also a second. Because I was like, he's either really stupid or he's just really obvious. But the misdirection is a good point.
Front door wouldn't budge. I peeked around the alley, but the fire escape was out of commission. Then my partner, shot clean through the door handle.
Chopin was that determined to get inside based on some echoed gunshots and a few context clues? I suppose context clues are most of what I use to find the place too, but... So when you arrived, the only way into the building was locked.
Yeah, so we had a strong reason to believe the shooter was still in the vicinity. I was in favor of waiting for backup at this point, but my partner, he was convinced the place was dead and dead empty already. So he was moving a good bit faster than me, right up until we got to the second floor, and we heard a loud slam.
A slam? What kind of slam? Like slam!
Or like slam! Or like
slam! Very good.
I don't know, it was loud though. And Chopin gets all deadly serious and insists I stay, and he goes ahead. Up to the third floor. After a bit, he yelled down to me, saying everyone was dead and I should come join him. That's when I heard another heavy thud. And I didn't know it was the sound of my partner's body hitting the floor. But I put two and two together when I saw that man there standing over him.
Let the record show that the witness has finally identified the defendant. If you heard a noise at a crime scene, the natural conclusion would be that you were not alone. But if Chopin thought they weren't alone, why would he insist on splitting up? Ran escape to search quickly to avoid crossfire. To prevent escape? That's it. Chopin must have wanted to split up so they could cut off possible routes of escape. Perhaps I can shed some light on the late officer's actions. Yeah, I think Chopin was dirty and Rogers was just along for the ride. With more speculation. with some helpful theorizing. Capped off with hard evidence. Officer Chopin explicitly told his partner to stay behind, and the only reason he'd do that is if he thought it'd let him catch an escaping suspect. Why would he think a suspect was escaping if he heard a noise upstairs? He wouldn't. He'd only think a suspect was escaping if the noise he heard was... the fire escape, right? The fire escape? If you heard a fire escape slam, wouldn't you come running? Oh. Sorry, they're asking about what the object that slammed. I'm dumb. Sorry. My bad. Dumpster. There you go. Dumpster lid. A noise that came from the alley. What kind of noise would that be? A noise like the one I was treated to when Detective London clumsily shut the dumpster out there.
I know, left my ears ringing too, you know.
What are you even talking about? I'm talking about an exit plan. In other words, how the real culprit managed to flee the scene. How does a dumpster lid relate to some imaginary suspect's great escape? 1963, 172 minutes. What? The only way to get from the third floor to the street without going past the two cops clearing the building would be by going down the fire escape and into the alley. A fire escape that's broken, so no one could climb up it, but anyone could jump from it onto the dumpster below. It's the name of a 1963 movie. Oh.
Oh yeah, I could kind of see it.
All right, go Emma. All right. I was really hoping it'd be the it would be the music again. Also, ad starting in about a minute. I will let you know when I go on BRB for the ad. That must be a dead pixel you're seeing, Your Honor. With their boot prints on top of the dumpster, a dent in the lid. Well, that's... No, of course not. So there's no proof, no reason at all to think that anyone jumped down onto it, and no reason for us to entertain this train of thought. Damn it, I've got nothing. Even if there had been damage to the dumpster, I could never prove it was caused by a fleeing culprit. Not tonight. I'm thinking. I know, but might this not possibly be the time for you to stop thinking, and instead flip the go board like you've told me to do before? You're horribly misquoting me. Okay, starts in a few seconds. We'll go on BRB. We'll chat for a bit.
And then I can eat the rest of my dinner. I've been slowly chipping away at. Oh.
So do you think we're gonna find out more about this Rogers guy? Or do you think he's actually just stupid? I could go either way. I don't got much going on, Guru. I'm good. Walk.
We'll be playing Laugh Track tomorrow. Should be a good time.
I truly hope he's just stupid. Yeah. You think Roger's innocent, naive? Fair enough. Oh. I'm convinced he's stupid, but that's inconvenient. Yeah. I had high hopes for him. I had so much hope for him. And he's an idiot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree, Corwin. I had that thinking. Hmm. You're assuming that Chopin was hoping to find someone up there all ready to make the arrest. Fair. Maybe he knew Sosuke was still up there. Like he's in on the Blue Bloods. Okay. Yeah. I don't think Chopin was wearing any gloves, right? No, he wasn't, because his prints were on the one of the weapons. New theory. Chopin tripped and fell into the sword backwards and then fell forwards onto his face. I'd believe it. Ironclad logic. But Emma says there's no proof that anyone fled the crime scene. But if there was proof of that, what would it look like? Proof that someone was in that room when the police first arrived, but not there when the police got to the 3rd floor. They would have had to take the fire escape if Rogers never saw them. They couldn't have taken the fire escape without first opening the window. It's been bothering me since yesterday. Oh yeah, the window was open. Because the windows were closed when she left, yeah. I was sure those windows were closed when I left, but they've been open ever since the scene was secured. New evidence is under the court. Chopin was a known klutz. Can you imagine? And I can't testify to that. The one time I know the truth and I want it to get out. I can't admit it without screwing myself over. Adonai? Any luck? Pardon the interruption, Your Honor. I have no objections at this time. Then the witness may continue? Please do. But rewind a bit first, if you could, since we got off the topic. And don't spare any detail. Tell the court exactly what you saw, felt, and heard that night. Of course, the witness is a trained officer of our city's prestigious police force. He'll gladly recount every minute for us. Line by line.
Like every detail?
Oh my god, dude. Especially the irrelevant ones. Sir, yes, sir. I did get a little in my head just now. Better listen to his whole testimony at least once before I start looking for holes. It was a quiet night, but then my partner heard gunshots. We headed for the nearest known Orca hotspot and arrived to find the building dead quiet. Door was locked. I checked the alley, but didn't see another way in. So Chopin shut off the lock to the handle, and we entered. Was there a handle? Well, I mean, there was a handle, but I thought there was like a code. Following some kind of loud music upstairs, and there was a slam. My partner bolted upstairs. About a minute later, I heard a thud from upstairs and came running. I find the defendant standing on my partner's dead body. Something stand out to you, Adonai? Yeah, my ears pricked up a bit. The train? Not sure about that. No one said the training stuck. Oof. The saying is perked up, is it not? What? Let me focus. Okay, so we got sound system. Which I will... Actually, let me look at all the evidence and then we'll determine. Sound system, fire escape, probably one more. Oh, if the music was blaring, they wouldn't be able to hear anything. Because that was the intention, right? Right. And then, the fire escape? The fire escape, there was no, ladder. Yeah. Yeah. You could only freely move back and forth between the 3rd floor room where the bodies were found and 2nd floor room beneath it. Okay, 3rd and 2nd. Gotcha. What's the 3rd one? The front door. I meant to check that. Front door! Front door entrance utilizes a physical lock and a key mechanism. Okay. Designed to automatically lock behind you when leaving, the lock is currently damaged and non-functional. Trey definitely had to unlock it. Let me inside. A lock and key mechanism. Okay. Okay, but that means Rogers is lying? He doesn't seem to be lying, though. Yeah. Yeah, because her ears perked up. I'm imagining it's something about him hearing the music. Or, sorry, him hearing the loud slam. But, I mean, I guess if he wasn't in the room, maybe he wouldn't have been as loud. Okay. Quiet night, and then partner heard gunshots. Okay. Headed for the nearest known Orca hotspot and arrived to find the building dead quiet. That might be wrong. Door was locked. I checked the alley, but didn't see another way in. No, that's fair. Okay. So Chopin shut off the lock through the door, and we entered. Okay. Followed some kind of loud music up the stairs, and there was a slam. My partner bolted upstairs. I'm gonna say it's this. Connect scene to... It's the slam, right? I'm a little iffy about it, though. Okay, yeah. Oh, I should have saved. Motherfucker. Okay, that's fine. I'll save now. Oh, well, I'll wait. I'll get penaltied. Penaltied? There we go. Overruled! Alright, that's fine. And I will save now. Let's save here. Okay, sound system, fire escape. Front door. Quiet. Dead quiet sounds weird. Maybe I'll go to find that. I don't think it's the right one, but playing loudly. Oh, heard throughout the building. Yeah, they would have heard the music. It's not dead quiet. There we go. How could you arrive to find the place dead quiet when there was a sound system blaring on the top floor? The witness must not have heard the sound system. This was a noisy city, even in the lower wards. But he did hear the music. He described it in his testimony just now.
Followed some kind of loud music up the stairs.
So the building was dead quiet when you were outside, but you could hear music from the first floor?
Well, yeah, heard the music pretty much as soon as we stepped inside.
Only after you stepped inside?
Yeah, sturdy door, I guess.
Your Honor, the witness has established that the front door was very secure and tightly locked. There's nothing strange about it blocking out some amount of sound.
But it blocked out, like, all the sound. Once the door was open, the music was booming.
The scene of the crime was the known Blue Blood property, yes? A safe house apartment complex of sorts, as I understand it. They must have made a number of modifications to the premises. That front door certainly looked like a newish addition. Okay. Maybe they redid the windows, too. Ah. I don't get it. I don't mind stating it plainly, Your Honor. That building has been thoroughly debugged, insulated, soundproofed, I guess. That building has been thoroughly soundproofed, Your Honor. You think the building was soundproofed? I know it was. I experienced it myself, stepping out of the lower wards and into this dingy nightclub vibe. That would explain what the witness experienced, wouldn't it? Perhaps, but that wouldn't explain the building being dead quiet when they arrived. Not unless the window next to the sound system was closed. Ah, there we go. Okay. Showed my hand a bit there. She knows what I'm gunning for. Counselor, asking the court to accept that the building happened to be soundproof is not the flawless argument you're making it out to be. The window in question opens to the alley. Rogers could have easily missed the noise coming out of it, even though he already testified that he checked the alley before his partner shot the door open. Yeah, so if he said it was dead quiet, the windows would have had to have been closed, and the window was open in the arcs. Yeah. So that was your line? Nice. You might have merely neglected to mention that he heard music at the time.
Huh? Music in the alley? I would have noticed that kind of thing, right? Gah!
Fasten the uptake, this one. I'm looking at these arcs from every angle I can. Every angle I can, rotating cubes in my mind as fast as my programming will allow. And I'm still seeing a crime scene where the windows are open. What am I doing wrong? There's a trick to it. Try focusing on just a single cube first. Once you've got one spinning consistently... yes, Your Honor, the windows were found open. It's a contradiction. The windows were closed when the officers arrived, but open by the time Rogers got to the 3rd floor. That means that someone must have opened them. Someone not currently on trial, Your Honor. You should stretch before attempting mental gymnastics that intense, Counselor. You claim that the windows were originally closed, and only opened at the last moment as some mystery individual fled down into the alley. But we know Prick was standing in front of those windows when he was shot, and we can see where his blood landed on the sides of the windows that face into the room when open. If, as you claim, the windows were closed when he was shot, then his blood somehow ended up on the wrong side of the glass. Oh, tell me more about this. Let's look at the windows. Windows scene of the crime. Blood spatter across the windows has been traced back to when a manga shell split inside Creek's ribcage. Fingerprints on the handles. Interesting. That's... Your theory is flawed. A far-flung theory with nothing other than Officer Rogers' poor hearing to support it. All the actual evidence shows that at the time of the murders, the windows were exactly as we found them, flung open. The logic isn't faulty, but I can't overturn it without any given piece of evidence. What's the... how do I prove that they're closed? But I can point out the flaw in how she's presented her evidence. Okay. Thank you for the advice about taking full advantage of arcs, by the way. But trust me, there are some things that are best understood by visiting the crime scene in person. What? Helps keep you from getting flipped around. Oh. Windows open and arcs seen open by all officers. Blood across the windows, fingerprints on handles. Soundproof? Shot in the chest in front of windows from 1 to 2 meters. Found in an alley under fire escape. Very heavy, loud. So, the hint there, I think, is flipped. Where's the through line here? Scene opened by all officers. Wondering what she meant by blood on the wrong side of the window. Yeah. Windows open, seen by... So... Like, is it suggesting that... Well... Because the blood... There's creaks. Severe blood loss, hemorrhaging, shot, blah blah blah. Uh-huh. And if we look at windows... Windows of the crime scene, possession by Creek's death, opens the alley, and the fire escape. Blood spatter across the windows has, through forensic analysis, been traced back to when a Maga shell split inside Creek's ribcage, spraying blood and viscera behind him. Fingerprints on the handles match Creek and the rest of his pod. Maybe I could focus on the windows? Window splatter, maybe? Apologies, Your Honor. I'm just confused. Why is Miss Rockford talking about those windows? As if they swing open. Oh! But they oh, that's what she meant. Okay. Okay. The wrong side is she thought that they... Okay. Like they would swing closed. Okay. It's so she didn't... We saw them open. We didn't actively open or close them, but if she's saying the blood spatter's on the wrong side, I think she's assuming that because the window's open. Because she assumed that it swings open. Anyway, we'll see. She's gotta be the murderer. She's too smooth with all of this. Yeah, well, I don't... She's a recurring... She's like a rival, so I don't think we're gonna get an answer for her from this episode. But she's definitely got something. And she's looking into me as a character very deeply, so... What are you talking about? Those windows don't swing into the room. They're pulled to the side. They... What? Didn't you see the fingerprints they found on the handles? One look at that should tell you which side of the glass faces indoors. Funny. Wasn't that in the arcs? Interesting. Oh, this is some very chic interior design I'm seeing. Very wabi-sabi. So if the windows only slide parallel to the walls, it wouldn't matter whether they were open or shut when Creek was shot. The blood would always end up on the same side, correct? Hey! I said I finally got the windows lined up right in the arcs. You didn't say that. At least, not aloud. Thank you for always listening, Sarah. But I said it just now, so whatever. What do you mean lined up? The blood spatter. Ah. Looks a lot nicer now, doesn't it? Which shows that it was closed when he was shot. Yes, thank you, Your Honor. That is so inappropriate for an adjutant to do, but it's gotten us all on the same page. We can all reasonably conclude that the windows were closed when Creek was shot, at the very least. Yes, though when they were next opened is something you'll fight over, I'm sure. Now, if this arc static could just tell me whether the windows are actually soundproof. I doubt the arcs could simulate that accurately for you, Your Honor. But if we re-examine the scene for that specifically, it should be simple enough to... Oh, hello. Hi, Emma. Waste the... Oh! My favorite song! Hello! Waste the court's time. Forgive me for repeating myself, Your Honor, and even if we prove conclusively that the windows were soundproof, the defense's argument still hinges entirely on the omission of one detail in the witness's testimony. Putting it another way... Oh? Just because he didn't hear the music, that doesn't mean he couldn't hear the music because the soundproof windows were closed. What are you talking about? You saying he had, like, earplugs in? The devil's proof. Yes, and you actually used it right this time. I did my reading. Oh. She effectively conceded that the windows were soundproofed, but she's also shifted tactics, and it's a formation I don't recognize. Has to be expected, I'm no general, but I don't need Makoto here to tell me that war is deception. But how about a little misdirection? Listen up, Sarah. The important thing about the devil's proof is that it's always on our side. The side of underdogs, lovers, and dreamers of the world around. The side of the defense, innocent until proven guilty. That's what makes the devil so infuriating for the prosecution. The people make a fair point, Your Honor. There really isn't any hard evidence for my fleeing suspect theory at the moment. But the... Ooh, here's the jazz! But the people haven't disproven it either, have they? I forget the exact details, Your Honor, but... all we need is a shadow of a doubt, right? To overturn 5 dead bodies, testimonies of 3 cops, and a room soaked to the floorboards in forensic evidence? Yeah. Okay. For you. Have you lost your mind? You trying to piss off everyone here? Yes. Come on, you don't hate my theory that much, do you? I'm warming up to it. Then I'll stick to the facts for now. At the time Rogers and Chopin arrived, the front door was locked. The music was still playing at the scene of the crime, even if Rogers didn't notice it until stepping inside. At the moment Creek was shot, at least, we can be certain the soundproof windows behind him were closed. Yes, those are the facts. Why are you restating them? Because there's something that's been bothering me. If we accept these as facts, one part of the Honorable Officer Rogers' testimony makes no sense. Oh god. Heard gunshots in lower words, headed towards the sound. Officer found front door locked, Chopin destroyed the lock. Second floor, Chopin heard noise, Chopin went to third, Rogers stayed on second. What was with the random Chinese pinyin reaction from the crowd? I don't know! Rogers heard thump from above, drawn to the third floor. Pound stabbed him back with the katana, died instantly. Where's the flaw in his testimony? Heard gunshots in lower woods headed towards the sound. Yeah, okay. Well... no, okay, that doesn't go against it. Wait, no, yeah it does. Because he didn't, because it would have had, it was in the building, so how would he have heard it? Am I wrong? How could these 2 officers have set off in response to the sound of gunshots if the room was deafened at the— yeah, there we go! At the time the gun was fired. Yeah, how'd they hear the gunshots? Now you go there? Oh crap, yeah!
Wait, excuse me? What are you talking about?
It's the very first thing you told us, officer. Your partner heard gunshots. But how was that possible?
But he said it. He said it. Even on the radio, he called it in.
True enough, I can see it right here in the police network's database. 9:45 p.m., Officer Terry Chopin reports shots fired. So he did, and since we can't ask him to testify, we'll just have to take him at his word. But just to clarify, Officer Rogers, are you saying you never heard any gunshots yourself?
Well, I didn't have my head out the window like him, so...
That's what you're trained to do, isn't it? Report anything you see or hear across the network?
Well, one report is usually sufficient.
Chopin looking dirtier and dirtier. Oh, big time. Yep. Sounds like he set this whole thing up.
Well, run report is usually sufficient.
But confirmation is always ideal, right? Yes or no, Officer Rogers?
I never heard any gunshots.
Hang on. Oh, you really? So you never heard a peep, but your partner... He somehow managed to waltz you both over to exactly where 4 vicious murderers had been committed before anyone else got there.
I just drove where he pointed, so...
Oh dear. Counselor, you need to be very careful here. Thank you for your concern, Miss Rockford. But don't forget, I hate losing. Pardon? I said, but don't forget to direct your comments to the bench. You bring that up now. Every cop in the room already thinks I'm a mob leader at this point. Compared to that, mocking the memory of the deceased is small time. I feel like you're gonna say something shocking here and I should stop you. But I can't really stop you before you say it, so... I'm just confused is all, Your Honor. How could Officer Chopin have possibly arrived at the scene of the crime when he couldn't have heard any gunshots? Unless he was asked to come there directly. Oh, he is indeed looking dirtier and dirtier.
Oh, like he got an Evite?
Exactly. Maybe Chopin is like what, like you said, maybe he's a blue blood. Officer Chopin answered a distress call from the Blue Bloods. Dun dun dun! Damn. Alright, here we go. Tumorte. I think they're just doing different languages, I guess. Tell me, are they our usual tactics? Turning the entire city against her for no discernible reason?
No. Well,
The first time we met, she did technically... Your Honor, the defense is completely out of line. Oh, we're just doing random languages. Yeah, I guess so. First Mandarin, now French. Indeed. The gathering is pretty poorly behaved, too. You gonna rein this in, or should I? Allow me. Tariq Chopin was an upstanding officer with no marks on his record. Oh, sure he was. Let me... Tariq Chopin. I mean, he had 2 dads, that was cool, but... He doesn't like mint, and that's an automatic dislike. Actually, first was Latin, according to... Oh my god, Guru. You say he was some kind of blue blood pawn, but he had to break into the building in order to enter. And you have the gall to claim he answered a distress call when there's no panic button, no phone records to suggest one was ever sent. True. True? That's all you have to say after posthumously accusing the son of 2 city councilmen of being corrupted by blue blood pocket change. That's a fair point. Chopin was the son of 2 city councilmen and by all accounts a dedicated police officer. But he was adopted. Didn't they say that? He wouldn't work at the Blue Bloods without an unusually strong motive. The kind of thing that would make the headlines. Oh, okay, fair. What are you... Time to flex your media literacy. Oh shit. Alright. Oop. Sorry. Choose and present the article that shows a motive for Chopin to work with the Blue Bloods. Okay, never mind. Remember, you can reread any articles you've collected this episode in your phone. But you already read them front to back, right? Cute. Alright. Let's read these. Well, actually, what do we got? We got serial bombing, convention, Witch of the West, targeting state data, feds involved in hunt. Right. Political convention next month, heightened security, spending city contract for murders? Oh. Okay. Ballot measure this year, testing waters of public schools. On the ballot this year, renovating Atlas pillars. Revitalizing areas around them. That was you, not the game. Oh, okay, fair. Oh, he's one of the shipped off sons? I thought maybe, but perhaps not. Well, I'm wondering about the Atlas Pillars thing because... Okay, Chopin wouldn't work with Blue Bloods. Why would he? Why would he? Public programs. Okay. Customers first, students second. What says I? Fund the renovation of multiple Atlas pillars towards the lower okay. Is there any police in getting involved? Paid for by a... Wait, who are his dads? Who are his two dads? Oh, shit. No. Profess. Oh, just city councilman. Okay, city council. So, maybe that's his involvement. Okay, city council commission cost analysis public schooling. Yep. 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 City Council commissioned a study to evaluate the cost of these in direct public schooling. Probably not the schooling. Funding of Atlas Pillar Regenerator. So, they wanted to reinforce and do the renovation of the Atlas Pillars. Act as stabilizing points in this canopy. Measures generally viewed feasibly by federal rewards to acknowledge that the necessary construction will be disruptive. Point to language in the proposition that guarantees reducing unemployment in the target regions. Okay. Previous pillars. Some city council regarding the Upton Derby tribe voice skepticism. None have argued against the architectural reality. Okay. The pillars of the community project. Prop 4936 to renew the Atlas pillars around the city. And Acid Snow. I don't think Acid Snow was there. Okay. Convention. Next month's city playoffs are one of the most competitive political conventions. Yep. For Senator Mathings. City affairs are already under fire for lack of sufficient convention security. Approved a record high monthly budget for the police department. But a coalition of private security services. Okay, this pressing. Heartbreak was bad enough. Now we're hearing that the cops are dying in the lower wards. Okay. Winter City Fair is going to say it's enough is enough, said Demiko Head. We have the utmost respect for all the first responders and our contracted forces have world-class training and crowd pacification, preemptive de-escalation. Okay. City Council declined to comment when we reached them. Total city population is exposed. Is expected to swell. As the national political spotlight draws lobbyists, delegates, political. Okay. So the police force were promised a boost in income. Okay. Serial bombings? This is like the student stuff, right? You see two possible options here. Right. Panic abounds. Students factor skirt of the campus in anxious hunched postures. Federal agents center from the last vicinity. I don't know if it's this one. Fire search reported on... There's target. So yeah, the Witch of the West was targeting data infrastructure for student files. Federal investigation officials have no formal. Oh, could they be trying to root out the Witch of the West? This is the responsibility on the service in the political realm with Senator Colt now formally calling for the director of investigations. Okay. Okay, so maybe there's that. The convention, though, I don't think. What were you thinking for your two options, Corwin? City already proven. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the response. The serial bombings, Witch of the West. So maybe political convention next month. Heightened security spending. City contract for Mercs. Maybe. Ballot measure this year, testing waters in public schools. I don't think so. On the ballot, renovating Atlas Village, revitalizing the areas around. I don't think so. It's one of these four. So, but it targets student data, so I don't really know if that relates to the city councilman stuff.
The convention hiring blue is for security or the proposition sponsored by dads.
I'm gonna go with the convention. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna save.
Involves lower wards, which is blue blood territory. With the proposition, that was the pillars.
Atlas pillars, the renovation of them. Because it could be a means to just, like, clean it out and then determine, like, oh, is this, like, can we renovate? Will it impact the area? Yeah, okay. So, it's not Witch of the West. I don't see the Fed's involvement in that. Could be that one. Testing waters in public schools. Yeah. I think his connect... So, like... It's hard, because I think City Council's involved in both. Growth images next month. I'll try one. I'll try convention. The City Council is evaluating new security contracts ahead of next month's convention. Okay, that is incorrect. It's fine. I will reload. So then I'll go with the other one then. This one. Oh, no shit. It's not this one? Oh, no, it is this one. I just skipped things. Sorry. Officer Chopin would never compromise his well-documented morals for anything less than an earth-shaking opportunity. Yes, Counselor, but his family is very well off. What could this earth-shaking opportunity possibly have been? How about a donation to his parents? What? Okay, do tell. Sidebar for a moment. What? How are you all thinking about voting? Oh, don't get me started. I'm a political junkie. What are you... Sorry, on the ballot measure specifically.
Huh?
Am I the only one who sweats over this stuff? Maybe it's old-fashioned, but I was hoping to hear some diverse, nuanced opinions on Proposition 492. Wait, but that's the funding of Atlas Pillar rejuvenation projects. I think it's a nice idea, bringing prosperity to the lower wards, literal stability to everyone above them. And of course, the mother of all paydays to anyone who's lucky enough to own the land it'll require. Ah... Wait a minute, you mean... Ew. Am I the only one who reads the news anymore? Wasn't counting on this being rhetorical, but who on the City Council is sponsoring Proposition 492? Chopin's parents. One last question, less rhetorical this time. This crime took place at a known Blue Blood property. So why was this found there? Classified documents, that one, probably. Yeah. Highly confidential red ink documents were found underneath Chopin's corpse. They're almost entirely illegible by now. But you can still make out a reference to... Yeah, P492. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, You see, from the red ink papers, they talk about the Atlas pillars, and they mention P492. Yeah. That struck me as odd. Reinforcing the canopy. A state construction project that massive in the lower wards would mean even the police can't keep a crime scene secure down there unless they're willing to play ball with the blues. They'd have to get past the blue bloods. Or through them with open arms and firm handshakes. Good catch, I didn't remember that deal, eh? No problem.
What the hell are you trying to say?
Counselor Morgan, if you... Sorry, wasn't sure I actually had to spell it out, but it certainly looks like... Patrol Officer Tariq Chopin was working with the Blue Blood Mafia to defraud the city. Oh my god! Woo! Uh-oh. Woo! Gekido! Oh boy.
She said it.
She said that?
What did you just say?
Are you trying to piss off every cop and every politician in the city? That is a thing to state, oh yeah. Sorry, I'll gladly retract my statement. That is, as soon as any cop or politician or prosecutor can explain to the court how Tariq Chopin was able to arrive at the crime scene that night when we all know damn well he never heard any gunshots. Oh, fuck! Oh my god!
Ugh.
It is a bit of a pickle. What you got for us, witness?
What? I don't know. He had good ears or something. Or good intuition or whatever.
Your Honor, the simplest explanation is that Officer Chopin was tipped off by a CI that he neglected to inform his partner about.
Hey, Chopin wasn't.
A patrol officer with secret criminal information that he'd hide from his own partner? That sounds horribly corrupt. And you called my comments inflammatory.
Corrupt? You've got brass, all right. That's real rich coming from a mob lawyer defending the Hound of Icaria.
Oh boy. Big uh-oh. Your Honor, the witness's last statement was a regrettable slip of the tongue. Frankly, his entire testimony has been less than ideal. Also, how does he... Yeah. I'd already snipped the jury's feed, but the crowd... Seriously? He's the Hound? Oh, fuck. But isn't the Hound that... Oh, here we go! Cop killing animals? Okay. Knew that whole house stank like shit. Watch what you say about a man's family, you...
Or what, you'll stab us in the back too?
Rogers, what the fuck? Sosuke, please calm down. And shut up. Bad apple, hang the whole house with him. Oh, he's okay. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Your Honor, these outbursts from the gallery are not ideal, but we need to focus on preventing...
It's not enough you butchered him like that.
Animals! Oh, Sosuke's gonna... Oh god.
You gotta pay this lawyer to spit on his grave too?
At least the Blue Bloods know their place. Oh god! How dare you!
Well, you pigs were colluding with Blue Bloods to rip off everyone in the lower wards.
Better a Blue Blood than the piss running... Oh my god! Running in your veins. Time to clear the courtroom! Sarah, hold him. Pardon? Stop him from doing anything stupid now. Okay, it was fun, but now you've ruined it. You're all done. This court is now in recess. Bailiffs, clear the room. Oh, fuck. It's not enough.
Nah, I'm not done talking. I want to speak.
Tell him, Rogers. Oh, God. Time to suddenly be an asshole. Oh, my God. This heat.
Burn the house.
Oh, God. Tension like a haze in the air. Rip him out by the roots. Okay. And on the back of my neck, every last one.
Should have taken you out when I had the chance, you...
A bead of sweat and something that feels like... Oh, shit. Oh! Die, you son of a bitch! Oh! Behind us! Sarah! Get down! Sosuke... Oh, no, Sosuke... Is Sosuke gonna take the bullet? Oh, my God! What am I reaching for? I don't even have my gun. Oh, my God. Who's gonna take it? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Not her. Oh, shit! London, my guy! Whew. London got him before he shot? In the leg or something? Hey! Hey, are you okay? Are you hit? Oh, it's Sosuke. Sosuke, I'm not injured. Oh, thank God Sarah's okay. The danger's gone. The heat of the moment replaced by the chill of a cold sweat on my lower back. But why did you push me down? What?
What do you mean, why?
Why did I take my time turning back to trace the bullet's trajectory. Vaguely, I'm aware of stomping feet as the crowd rushes to the exits, but the sound is far away.
Reflexes. Sorry.
You all right there, ma'am? I'm fine, Detective. Thank you. For a moment, I lock eyes with Detective Kasim London. In that instance, I recognize a nameless... Oh. Flickering across his face, cold and sharp like frostbitten furs. Nameless. We don't need a word for it because we only ever see it once. Oh? At the very end. What? What? Okay. Okay, I've taken 60 seconds to yell into a couch pillow, so maybe now one of you could tell me what the hell happened out there? Oh, it's her! It's Madam Justice, I think. How did that man get into the courtroom, the building, and with a weapon like whatever the hell that was? What was that about? So intriguing! This game does take me by surprise, right? Madame Barrows. Yes.
It was his own arm, Madame Barrows. Modded illegally at some literal chop shop.
Madame Barrows! Yeah. Cat person. I happen to be allergic. Mark answer is yes. That's delightful. I love that. Never forget to password shorter than 10 characters. Fave season. Fall. Hell yeah.
Fully prosthetic, but fairly low tech.
I knew I liked her.
Uses a simple air intake system and projectiles made of enamel. Enamel? As in teeth? Where on earth do these people? Doesn't trigger any metal detectors, looks organic from the outside. But if you're aiming at flesh, it gets the job done.
And are metal detectors all that stand between a crazed gunman and the law of the land?
No, Your Honor. We're looking into it now. But we already found some discrepancies in the personnel files of courthouse security team members. He probably got his hands on a key card, lost, bought, or stolen, and had it modified to get him in the building.
Would that work?
Only needs to work once. This time it did. I doubt he expected to leave alive, so... You ask me, we're lucky he stuck with something more directed instead of an explosive.
This is a nightmare. What am I supposed to do now? Is he one of those anarchist rust folk? Maybe.
The jury must be horrified. I don't know how we could proceed.
As I recall, the adjutant cut their feet the moment Officer Rogers mentioned the Hound of Icaria.
So they didn't actually see the shooting.
And by the way, how does a patrol officer know that my client is the lead suspect in that case? Would anyone like to explain that to me? Yeah, that's weird.
Well, you'd have to ask organized crimes. But the mood around Rogers has been celebratory. I'd imagine there are plenty of cops who could describe in detail what he'd achieved by catching Sosuke red-handed. Allegedly. There's still no presumption of innocence in station locker rooms and cop bars, Counselor.
So the OC department buys Rogers a round of drinks, and 24 hours later I've got a shooter in my courtroom.
Who was he? The shooter's been ID'd as Bowen Bresson, low-level muscle in the Blue Blood Mafia. He is a Blue Blood.
I'm assuming he wasn't on the side of the cops because they wouldn't want violence before knowing the Hound part. Is it a mafia or a third party? It is Blue Blood.
Priors for possession, stealing, assault.
Attempting to carry out an assassination in a courtroom full of cops is quite the step up. Yeah, that's a massive leap. Any connection to Creek's pod?
Older generation, different part of town. Not exactly thick as thieves.
So trying to execute Sosuke wasn't an act of revenge. He was given orders. Yes, that's very interesting, but it's a job for the police to handle. Counselor Morgan, I assume you'll be filing for a mistrial?
About that.
I feel it's in my client's best interest for the trial to continue.
Oh shit. What?
A Blue Blood gunman just tried to shoot him.
But the jury didn't see that. All they know right now is they've been given a long lunch.
You too? The goal, Your Honor, as I've always understood it, is for a defense attorney to do what's best for their client. I think someone hired a Blue Blood that was for obfuscation. Oh, I see. That would be interesting, actually, yeah. Lead them off the trail a bit. Is for a defense attorney to do what's best for their client. Right now, clearly the Blue Blood Mafia is convinced my client killed 4 of their men. And every cop in the city thinks he killed Officer Chopin. If he walks on a mistrial, he won't be able to walk down the street without getting shanked. Sosuke Icaria doesn't need a mistrial. He needs a media blackout.
I really hate that town. She's right, Your Honor. If the story spreads that the Blue Bloods tried to assassinate Sosuke, every juror in the city will assume he's guilty. You won't be able to find out anyone over the age of 10 who hasn't heard of him, let alone put together 12 unbiased peers to judge him.
Corwin, you said, I think Blue Blood elders are trying to end the trial to cover up the deal with Chopin. That is also an interesting twist. Yeah.
Even if that's true, and even if it's possible, what you're asking for is, Detective, is the building still in lockdown?
Standard procedure says to keep it that way another half hour. We would have to... The stands were full of police officers and any one of them could... Ambulance chasers will pay prime for a story this rich. Someone's gonna break rank. We don't need the blackout to last forever. We just need it to be intimidating enough that the story doesn't leak until the trial's over. Which will be when, exactly? We could finish tomorrow. There can't that many witnesses left on the docket. Finished? Tomorrow? Yes, Your Honor. Fine, yes, we'll have a blackout. Big scary old blackout like we're in the we're the shadowy masters of the universe. Happy? Perfectly. Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, follow me. You'll need my authorization to activate this building's blanket protocols. Right behind you, ma'am. Interesting. Surprised to be arguing for the same thing as you for once. Thanks for not gagging from the effort. Any other defense attorney in the city would have taken the mistrial. Dumped the hand of Ikaria on some other idiot's doorstep, cashed their check. Some other idiot, huh? Or is it that you can't dump him? You're under house arrest already? I haven't felt threatened by him. That could change fast if you fail them. House Ikaria are high society, haven't you heard? And I am beneath their notice. I don't think they'd bother to axe me just for underperforming. Sounds like exactly the kind of thing that high society types will do. Going this far for your client, though. You know me. Ender of the weak, champion of the downtrodden. I'd go through a lot more than this to keep my face out of the papers. Hopefully when the story does eventually leak, the focus should be entirely on Sosuke. But if this means people start recognizing me, remembering me, Bowen Bresson will be glad London did him in one. This is so dangerous, I know. Oof. I'd twist the knife slow as a second hand if he... You okay? Compared to you, I guess not. I've never seen anyone get shot before. Oh. Right. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. That was... Maybe I'm feeling jealous. I spend all this time poring over crime scenes and diagrams, trying to get inside the head of Heartbreak of all people, and maybe I get it into my head that I'm some kind of unfeeling badass, just to freeze up like a deer at the sight of actual violence. I'll need to get over that. Do you? Do you need to get over it? I have a responsibility. A prosecutor isn't a hangman, Emma. No. The hangman does their job right, the neck snaps, and the subject is dead before the pain ever reaches their brain. Oh yes, I've only watched people get shot. Yes, yeah, totally, says Morgan. If I do my job right, Sosuke Ikaria spends the rest of his life drooling on himself while Megs haggle over the property rights to his grey matter. If you feel that bad about it, you could always recommend a lesser sentence. That's just the thing. I've never felt bad about it at all. Huh. Runs in the family. Interesting. Okay. The way she whispered it in that half-stuttering sigh. Oh. I'm not sure she even heard it herself. Fascinating! Okay. Well, we get a little sneak peek at a backstory. State building. Floor 48. Alright. It's now 11:30. I gotta go to bed. I'm gonna save here. This was wild, though. Oh, this game always surprises me. In the best way. Having so much fun with it. My goodness. Time for bed, Akamumu. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I know this was a longer stream, but I appreciate you. Emma must have been one of the blue bloods since I got rid of daughters. Oh my god, Emma is trans. That would actually be really cool. I might quickly raid out to someone. See if anyone's live that I follow. Let's see. Twitch. Let's see, anyone live? Oh, we got some people. Ooh, Lolotop's on. That bit might be fun. Let's go see Lolotop. Actually, how long has Lolotop been streaming? A while? Ooh, 3.5 hours? She's still going strong, though. You know what? Let's go see Lolotop. /raid Lolotov cocktail. She's super cool. We love Lola. She's playing some Pathologic 3. And she actually did a stream for Laugh Track with the devs, and they actually do that every Monday. They stream the game. It's the dev comes on, and occasionally they'll have like a voice actor on. And actually, Lolotov Cocktail was a voice actor for the game too. Super cool. Maybe Emma's also a serial killer. I mean, I'm starting to think that. Or she's Morgan's long-lost stepsister. Interesting. Yeah, because I mean, I also want to know more about Morgan. There's so much to know. There's so much. I'm so excited. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow playing Laugh Track in the morning. Pardon me. And I hope to see some people there. And if you gotta sleep in, you gotta sleep in. That's okay. I'm streaming early. We're gonna go raid Lolotov Cocktail. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I wish you all a rad weekend ahead. Bye! Can't wait for more of the Devil next week. Bye!